All right, we're live here, back to the 7 Mile, right where we belong. Hold on one moment. I'm just gonna send this out to a few people quickly. I always forget to do this. Everybody is doing well. Had a good week out there. Got a few things on the agenda today. Definitely going to be talking Throb X, and we're less than 2 weeks out. That's crazy. That's so crazy. But coming along. Super excited. I got the New York City Marathon next weekend, which I'm also focused on. So it's like not hard, but it's like, focusing on multiple fronts here at the same time. So fun times for sure. Also, we're having some internet stability issues. Hopefully, it stabilized a little bit actually in the last few minutes, but hopefully we're good for the stream today. And if not, I'll switch to my phone here. But of course, as usual, let me know where you are chiming in from. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Always like to hear which city, which state, which country, which province you are chiming in from. Gonna switch cameras real quick. We're gonna make adjustment on that close-up one. Always nice to see you all. Appreciate you spending the Sunday with me. It's a beautiful day here in the grill. It's a little windy. I'm not sure if you can hear that on the mic, but it's like a nice breeze. It's not like hurricane speeds. And water is a little choppy, as you can probably see there. It's a little choppy out there, but definitely still swimmable. A lot of people just hanging out. Easy, breezy Sunday vibes here in the grill and the Travelers. No complaints, especially as far as it relates to the weather here. Gonna hop over to the comments and see where you all are chiming in from. Hello, Shane, I love coaching. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hi, Joe. Good to see you here. Donna, Bryce, thank you for chiming in. Always. Coco and Coco, Gloria and Rockman. Still here in Jamaica. Awesome on the Iron Shore. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. It sounds like you are. Definitely sounds like you are. Happy Sunday, Tony Brown, chiming in from New York City. First time joining the live. Awesome. Very nice to have you. Welcome. Kay, chiming in from Maryland. Vintage Couture in South Florida. Hello. Happy Sunday to you as well, Mark. Thanks for joining. Simone, hello, coming in from Queens, New York. Chris, always representing Strong Island. I like that. Always. Good to see you. Veronica Tate, afternoon to you as well, coming in from the Sunshine State. Natural Yard in Boston, Massachusetts. Gizzy J across the pond in London. Awesome. So lovely to see everybody. So happy to be back here on the beach and bringing you the sunshine we have to offer on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday. As I mentioned, it's super chill out here. You got music on both sides coming from Travelers and then also next door, but good thing the mic doesn't seem to be picking it up, and we're okay with the wind, even though it's a little bit breezy. I think we're managing okay. And I mentioned before, we are having a little bit internet stability problems. It seems to be working okay now. So if we do cut out abruptly, I'll just switch to Digicel and we'll go from there. Jessica B chiming in from Jersey in the building. Kevin, how you doing? Coming in from Toronto. Good to see you. All right. So got a couple things on the agenda happening. Paul Williams, I saw your comments. Happy Sunday to you as well. Happy Sunday to Throp. And Throppers tuning in from Sacramento, California. Oh, I was in your state up until Friday. I was in LA for a bit. So gonna do just like some quick updates. I'll switch you over to the beach view there. Yeah, just gonna do some quick updates as we ease into the agenda. And so I couldn't do any live streams this week. Last week, unfortunately, was traveling around, was in New York for a bit, and then got called to LA to do, which was for the show, for the dating show that I was on. So I had to go out there for a couple of days, which was cool. Met up with some of my castmates. We did a watch party on Wednesday night, but I couldn't stream it because I was with some of my cast members. So that's the main reason why Wednesday I couldn't do the live stream or for the watch party. But we will be doing a watch party this Wednesday here at Travelers, and I'll mention it again later in the stream today too. And if you're in Jamaica, if you're in the grill and you want to come, just let me know. We're going to do it here at Travelers. If you can just shoot me email, throp@thropmedia.com. So we're going to be doing it this Wednesday and then hopefully next Wednesday as well. We're going to be doing 2 back-to-back watch parties for After Happily Ever After on Wednesday starting at 8:30 here at Travelers. The show starts at 9, but kind of want everybody to roll in a little bit before that. So that's going to be on Wednesday. Getting back to last week, couldn't stream on Thursday because that was a travel day for me. It's crazy. I went from LA to New York, got in about after midnight, and then I had a 8:00 flight back to Jamaica, and so couldn't squeeze in a stream during those hours. But nonetheless, we're back here on our regularly scheduled program. I don't think I will be able to stream on Thursday either, come to think of it, because I got to fly back to New York. I'm running the New York City Marathon on Sunday, which should be a lot of fun. And if you're in New York, definitely come out and cheer, not just for me, but all the tens of thousands of other runners that are going to be there. It's always a fun time. I don't know if anybody has seen one of these major marathons, but the energy is magnificent. And New York City, I've only been a spectator. I have never been a runner for New York City Marathon, but from what everybody tells me, it's just like a really, really spectacular event, specifically for runners. And I've cheered along on New York City before, and that's always a lot of fun. So if you want to come out for New York City next Sunday, please do. I'll let everybody know what my bib number is. I don't think I'll know till next Friday, and I'll make sure I post that in the community chat and also on my Instagram. So if you want to track me during the race, you can do that as well. And then if you are going to be there and you just email me, you just let me know like which mile you're going to be at cheering or what borough, then I can look out for you and say hello as I run by. But because I'm not racing it, I'm doing it for fun. I've been injured pretty much most of this year, unfortunately, so I just don't have the fitness to race it, unfortunately. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be more fun than anything else. So I'm not mad at that. I'm just happy to be able to have got into New York and to be doing it, and I'm very excited for that upcoming race. And I'm happy to be. There's not many races that I can say that I just did for fun. It's usually I'm chasing a PR or chasing a goal or trying to come in the top 3 kind of thing, or trying to win, which I've never done before. I've never won a marathon before, but that's on the bucket list. So that's a plan for next week. So hopefully I get to see some of you out there cheering. That would be amazing. And what else do we have going on this week, last week? Okay, this week we also have tomorrow, we are dropping maybe I could get your opinion on this as a matter of fact. So we'll upload some thumbnails here. So I'm dropping the interview that I did with Cleopatra Bahari. She's the NCB wealth manager here in Western Jamaica. And she dropped so many gems during that interview. I'm very, very excited to share that interview with you. She's also going to be a speaker for Throb X, and she has done, like in our interview, like I said, she has done like an excellent job on breaking down the market, making recommendations, and I think there is just so much value to be added there. What I would like to do today, I just kind of came up with this. I'm doing some thumbnails, and maybe you all can help me out with them. And we are trying to decide on which thumbnail and title to go with, and we have a captured audience here, and maybe you all can help me out with that if I can get them uploaded here. Okay, I'm gonna do some screenshots, and we're gonna do some uploading. And this is like the insight that you get from kind of coming to these live streams, right? You get the inside track before the rest of the world sees it. So I'm just kind of creating these thumbnails so you all can see them, and kind of I guess you're kind of part of the process, right, of how we create these thumbnails. And it's literally like I start out like in my own head and trying to come up with these different thumbnails and titles, and then I reach out to a couple of friends and see what they think, and then we kind of go from there. If I had a bigger Twitter following, I think I will put them up there, but I do not. But in the meantime, I'm gonna let's see if I can upload these. All right. In the meantime, as those are uploading, let me get to the comments, and then we'll hop back and I will share the thumbnails with you, and then we can get your feedback and we can make a collective decision on which one to go with, right? So let's go back here. Olivia Brown chiming in from Brooklyn. Hello, nice to see you. Nice to see you, ER, chiming in from New York. Globally, Wendy. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining as always. Hi, Rachel. You get the groomers with your dog. Awesome. What kind of dog do you have? Shayna Love Coaching says, speaking of the show, I saw episode 2. Oh, did you now? Awesome. I saw it too. That was a fun one. It's only going to go from there. That's all I'll say. Joe, I've never been to the NYC Marathon. Isn't there an app you can track runners on? Yes, you can download the the TCC New York City Marathon app. I think that's what it's called. But I'll post all of that in the community, and then in the community post, so you can have a link to it. But you'll definitely need my bib number to track. Well, maybe not, but once you get my bib number, that'll be very easy to find me. So I'll post that relatively soon. I'll post the app where you can download it, and then next Friday when I'm in New York and I collect my bib, then I'll also post that as well, so everybody's aware and you can follow. That would be cool. Globally Wendy says, amazing race. A few friends are running it. Definitely track / cheer. Natural Yacht is using New York as a training run. Yeah, that's funny. I actually exactly what I spoke to my coach about this morning, and he agreed with the plan. And so we have Reggae Marathon December 4th here in the Grill. Going to do my best to, I'm going to try to win. That's my goal. So that has become my A race. I was supposed to run Boston in April. I dropped out of it because of my knee. Well, at that time, my knee, I just kind of came back from the torn ligaments and PRP shots. And then I also had COVID. And then this time was my ankle, and I had COVID like a few weeks ago. So I didn't want to drop out of another major marathon this year. So I decided to just use it as a training run. So using this as a training run next Sunday, taking it super chill, have fun, as I mentioned before. And then the focus will be 4 weeks of hard training in preparation for Reggae Marathon on December 4th, and hopefully to get some really good speed workouts and get my fitness up and running, as no pun intended, as best as possible, so I can put myself in a position to be competitive. King Naldo, good to see you. Hi, Throb and Throppers, live from Silver Spring, Maryland. Okay, always representing Maryland. Good to see you, King Naldo. Vintage Couture, I hope you have a great race. Thank you very much. Globally, Wendy says, I've completed 24 half marathons, including Reggae Marathon as a half, and 5 of them internationally, only one and done full marathon for me. Good for you, Wendy. That's really amazing. Really, really amazing. That's a lot of half marathons. I'm nowhere close to that. I don't think I've completed 5 half marathons. Like from a race, I run half marathons all the time in practice, but not from a racing perspective. I don't think I have 5 under my belt. Good for you. Seema on the move, chiming in from Jersey. Got a couple of Jersey people out here. Stanley Franklin, good afternoon, Throp and Throppers. New York, I would assume that's NY, New York in the house. Awesome. Donna Bryce, what's your Twitter handle? It is, what is my Twitter handle? Throp Life. That's what it is. Throp Life is my Twitter handle. Kingston 16 chiming in from California. Good to see you. Mary Brown, howdy. All from the Sunshine State. I missed a few of you live, but watched the replays. Awesome. Really happy to hear that. Safi Anderson says, hey, Throp, the view in a grill always boosts my mood. Oh, wonderful. That's awesome. Really happy to hear that. Colby Wendy says, I'm registered for a regular marathon 10K. Team Jamaica Smile. Awesome. I will see you out there. Countdown to Throb X. Indeed. We are 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away from Throb X. Exciting times. Everything's coming together very, very well. And I'm going to be showing some, got these Throb X swag bags. Let me switch to the main camera. We got these Throb X swag bags. So there's like a bunch of goodies in here. I'm going to share that with everybody in a little bit. So everybody gets one of these bags who attends and all the goodies that are inside. So I'm going to show that in a little bit, a little inside preview in a second when we get there. Global Wendy says, raising money for the Heart Foundation of Jamaica, which is a charity for regular marathon. Awesome. Hello, cuz. Good to see you. And Arlie Connor says, welcome back. I've been needing my Throb fix. Okay, well, you got it. I'm here. Hopefully we can stay a little bit more consistent in the next few weeks, but we got a lot going on. Chris Charles says, please click the thumbs up. Yes, that would really help. Please do. Morgan Reality and Management Services. Good morning from California. Good vibes. Awesome. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us on the West Coast. Ann is in Florida. Awesome. Thank you, Donna Bryce. Good luck with the race. Appreciate it. Andrew Blake. Always good to see you, man. And Ramsey says, nice bag. Thank you. And Global Wendy says, hi, Morgan Reality. Realty, excuse me. Welcome to Throb Community. Yes, welcome, Morgan. Welcome. Joe says, oh, can a virtual attendees get a swag bag? I guess I'll pick it up next time, MJA. Sorry, the swag bag is only for attendees who are coming in person. No virtual, unfortunately. Maybe next year you can come and we'll have more swag bags available. Sorry about that, Joe. Only in person we'll get the swag bag. Sorry to make you jealous. Wish you could be here. And says hi to Dad and Bros. I will let them know. For sure. All right, let's get into the thumbnails. You guys can help me out with this. Rachel says, I have 3. You have 3 dogs. Wow. 1 Havapoo, 5 years old, 2 Havanese. I don't even know these dogs. I gotta look these up. All brothers, same mom. Okay, awesome. You're a dog mom for real. Okay, awesome. Congrats on dogs. I love dogs. I'm a dog person over a cat person. Everybody in my family likes cats and has cats, to be honest, but I like dogs better. Don't mean to offend any cat people out there. Cherie, good afternoon to you. Thanks for being here. All right, let's get over to the thumbnail. So as I mentioned, let me bring up the big screen here. So again, just in case anybody's just chiming in, I did an interview with Cleopatra Bahari, who's the NCB Wealth Manager, last week. Before I left, and we're releasing the video tomorrow. Just going to get some general feedback on these thumbnails, and You let me know what you think. I don't even know how we're gonna do this, but we're just gonna go through and we'll just get some thumbnail feedback if that's okay with everybody, and then we can move on to the next subject. We don't got to spend too much time on this. Okay, here's the first one. All right, so I'll just go through them quickly. That's obviously myself, and that's Cleo. These are screenshots, so it's not, the clarity and the quality is not really what it actually is. And she talks a lot about the fantastic returns of the stock market. So that's one. And she also goes a lot into the fees as well, which I didn't really know about, particularly, I don't know if Chris, PW, he's an English guy, and he asked a lot of questions. And everybody who asked questions, I got all of your questions answered, by the way. But one of the things that was asked was about there is no capital gains tax here in Jamaica, but then you also asked about transfer fees. I think that's what it was. But there is a 15% transfer fee on stocks, which I didn't know about, and a couple of other things, nuance charges that I wasn't aware of. But let's go on to the next thumbnail. And so I'm just trying to like build context of what we talked about. And then she gave a lot of investment advice on specific stocks. We talked about IPOs. One of the things that I didn't know about is that I forget, there's a transaction brokerage fee. I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe it's like 0.7% if you do it by yourself through the app, and if you're doing it through your broker, it's like 2.3% or something like that per trade, that is. And so when you do an IPO, when you buy an IPO, it's a flat fee of like $1 US. That's it. There's no percentage or anything like that. But then, the transfer fee is applied if you do sell, that sort of thing. But there's a flat fee. It's not a percentage that you have to pay for when you're joining an IPO. So that's another thumbnail. Just kind of going through. We'll get through them and get your opinion afterwards. And this title, in terms of where to put your money in 2023, the thinking behind this is that inflation is incredibly high right now globally, and experts are forecasting a recession by second quarter 2023. And based on our conversation, it seems like the Jamaica Stock Exchange is a really good place. And this is objectively speaking from the conversation that we had. And objectively speaking, it seems like a very good place to put your money. And when you look, so I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. So that's that, and then we have one more, and triple digit returns. And then as we were like kind of brainstorming these, I don't know if triple digit returns, if I feel like you all in this community immediately know what that means, and then of course we'll complement it with the title. But does the average person who sees this thumbnail, like, will they understand what it means immediately, and just, it's, is this too much thinking with that sort of thing? But these essentially are the concepts that we're rolling with, and would love any feedback that anybody has on any of these. And we can go from there. Simone says, so far I like triple digit returns. Yeah, I like that too. But again, I hope with that, I hope people, again, general people, like, I feel like this is a very more in tune, educated community, the Throb community. And you all, like, you keep up with what's happening, like, even from like a global perspective, you keep up with what's happening in Jamaica. And so you're a little bit more, I would say, financially savvy than the average person, or the average person who's viewing YouTube. And this is my premonition, is it's like, our question really is like, is that a fair assumption for just general people who are watching? Like, will they know and pick up on it, just like like you did, Simone. You obviously know what it means. Seema says she likes number 2. Let's take a look at that. Which one was number 2? Was it this one? I mixed up the order. I have no idea. This could be. I don't think this is number 2. I feel like it was maybe this one. Okay. Natural Yard says she likes this one. Where to put your money in 2023. Number 2. Jessica Seema, which one was number 2 again? I'm sorry, I mixed it. I'm just looking at it. Was it this one? Andrew likes number 3. Simone says the Jamaica Stock Exchange is a headline grabber, though, since there isn't much content out there. I see. Seema says the one that calls Jamaica Stock Exchange. Okay, let's bring that up. This one, the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Right. Okay. That's a good point. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Triple is spelt wrong. That's good. Good thing we put this out. Like nobody here caught that. I mean, on my team. Got it. All right, this is number 2. The Jamaica Stock Exchange. So this is the title. So I was gonna go the Jamaica Stock Exchange. This be the thumbnail, and then the title would be the best performing stock exchange in the world, which it is, and continues to be, and continue to do exceptionally well. And so that's the thinking behind that. And then Seema says agreed with Simone. The second one is promo. Hold up, I'm just trying to see. Okay, second one is promo. Yeah, okay. Number 2. Okay, everybody's liking number 2. Okay. This is good. This is great feedback. And then we were playing around with just having one of us on the thumbnail. Me or Cleo. But apparently you all like both of us on there, which I'm not. Which I'm a fan of. I like that as well. And she has a really great smile, so hopefully that really captivates people. And then she's also super smart and really knows all this stuff, and to me it's just like it's so important that people actually watch this, because there's so much to learn from this. So I just hope we do a good job of packaging it well, so people can learn from it, because the knowledge is like I said, I learned so much. So that's one of my goals, really, to really package this well so people can get some great value from it. Seema says like both photos, like both. Okay, thank you everybody. Both it is. Okay, so we'll make sure we're both in there. So I'll be working on this evening after the live stream here. Make sure we get it going. Joe says vote J Stock Exchange. Also, I feel like I need to chart the visually depicts the growth and initial investment of like 500 US. That's a great idea. Sorry, I got excited reading ahead. An initial investment of like 500 US example versus JA Exchange. I'm not convinced about the returns. Okay. Look, great idea. I mean, the returns are, as we know, historical data does not predict what's going to happen in the future or guarantee what's going to happen in the future. You can learn from it for sure, but in terms of the actual returns that have been made and the Jamaica Stock Exchange doing so well, yeah, and, I feel like during our conversation when I was speaking to Cleo, like there were so many times I could kick myself because I knew about a lot of the IPOs, and there were 3 IPOs. I don't know if there was only 3 IPOs that happened on the Jamaica Stock Exchange this year, but she said the 3 IPOs that did happen, and she mentioned all 3 of them, they're all up over 3x. They over 150%, she said. So they're all up 3x. by varying degrees, and they're all doing really, really, really well. And one of them started out as $1, and they're up to $3 sort of thing, and they're continuing to do well. And that's all they all IPO'd within the last 8 or 9 months, 9 or 10 months, kind of thing. So it's is doing well, is my point. Andrew Blake says both photos, and I meant 2, not 3. Gotcha. Okay, everybody likes 2. Everybody likes 2. Chris Shaw says, what is the approximate drop time for clear tomorrow? I have to check the analytics. So that's really what what determines what time and what day I drop, based on the analytics of people online, that people are going to be online, if you know what I'm saying. So I could check right now for you. I don't even have to hesitate on that answer, Chris. 1 second. I'm going to take this down so you can see the beach there. 1 sec. There we go. All right. Let me check what the analytics say, and I will let you know for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow is Monday. It's saying 4 p.m. Would have been better to drop today, but we're not ready. So 4 p.m. tomorrow, Chris, is when we'll drop. 4 p.m. Jamaica time. So that's 5 o'clock New York time. Or should I say Long Island time? All right, so that's when we're going to be dropping it tomorrow. Natural Yard says number 3 makes me want to click on the thumbnail because of the question expression. Okay. Is this one? Or one of these? I don't know. All right, we'll take all that into account for sure. Rachel likes triple-digit returns. All right, thank you everyone for the feedback. Thank you. That really helps. Natural Yard. Oh, the one with only me. Okay, that is this one. So we got 2. We got this one, and where to put your money in 2023. These are the 2 with only me. Gotcha. Wendy says, I like the one with your hand on your head as promo. Got it. That was spelled triple correctly. Unique and purpose just reach. Oh, everybody is helping me pick thumbnails for tomorrow's podcast drop with a wealth manager from NCB. So we're just kind of at the tail end of it. And with both and Jamaican stock market. Gotcha. Okay. Channel of Coaching says, I think the Jamaica Stock Exchange, like someone mentioned, it would expand your reach if your YouTube was dedicated to finance. Then triple digits makes more sense. My 2 cents. That makes sense. Yeah, like I said, I think it's too much thinking. I think you're right. You're absolutely right, Shayna. I think that makes a lot of sense because, again, a savvy, maybe somebody who's not as savvy as the people in this chat are with finance and with investing, it may take them a second. Is that, they might even be like, are we talking about basketball stats here? Or triple double, like that sort of thing? Like, what are we talking about here? And so I don't want too much thinking. I want people to kind of get it like immediately. And this may be, a little hiccup in like what it means. So good thinking, Shayna. I appreciate that feedback. Great 2 cents. Natural Yard, the image with the other question. No. This question? No. I'm not sure. I mix these up. Seaman says agreed, Shayna. Tony Brown says I like the title where you put your money in 2023. Yeah, that's also this is also like a pretty globally, I would say, accepting. Like even if you don't know, maybe you're thinking about investing, that sort of thing. Shane of Coaching says the title Jamaica Exchange is more aligned with your overall content. Yeah, and I really like Jamaica in the thumbnail. That's always like an eye catcher. So a lot to think about. Alfonso Worth says, Throb, what's up? I like the one with both of you guys. The one with your hands on your head looks like you just lost your money. Good point. We don't want that. We don't want to scare people away. Thank you, Alfonso. Chris Charles says you could use multiple picks. So with that, we always have the option of like, if one isn't working, so to speak, then we can change it out. So I try not. Well, I was gonna say I try not to put too much pressure on these things, but this is like in the YouTube world, like this is everything. You can have the greatest video in the world, but if you don't have the right packaging, you don't have the right thumbnail, you don't have the right title, fortunately nobody's gonna watch it. So super important. I'm just seeing the clouds roll in. Hopefully we'll be good. All right, again, thank you everybody for that. So we're gonna try and see if we get a little bit more light. It looks a little ominous, those clouds. It looks worse on camera, but no, it looks pretty bad coming in. Natural Yard says your picture with where to put your money in 2023. Okay, thank you again, everybody, for the feedback. This is really gonna help. Somebody asked a non-thumbnail question up above. Let's see if we could get to it. All right, got a couple here. Okay. Lisa H says, good afternoon from Ajax, Ontario. Is it too late to sign up for Throb X as a virtual participant? I love your show. No, you can definitely still sign up for virtual. That's going to go up until Friday. After Friday, we're going to have to, I think we're going to have to close it off because I'm going to have to talk to the live streaming guys to see if that is true, because I don't want somebody to pay for it and then not be able to stream, come in, like we don't catch it. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to avoid that. So we'll see. I'll get back to you on that and everybody on what the cutoff date is. But right now, you can feel free to book your live stream. Okay. I know I saw a question here. All right. This one was by Mario. They asked, does anyone have any experience doing rental arbitrage in Jamaica? I personally don't have any experience in doing that, but I have a friend who does that here in the grill. So he has 3 apartments here that he's doing, and I don't want to should I share his margins? But I will say he's doing well. So I don't know his exact numbers, but these are ballpark figures. He's doing, I think he's renting it. Let me just do the math real quick. Just trying to convert it to US. So I want to say, don't hold me to this. Do not hold me to this. I want to say he's paying about 40,000 Jamaican dollars or $266 for, say, a one bedroom unit, and per month. And he's probably renting it out for, it's over $1,000 a month. He's renting it out, over 1,000 US. But sometimes he works deals out, and then on a per night basis, he's doing, oh man, it's not over $100. I don't think. I don't think over $100, but that kind of gives you an idea, long term versus short term rental, and also the opportunity to do rental arbitrage. And for the most part, I would say, of course, I'm generalizing here, is that landlords don't necessarily care here. They want their rent every month more than anything else. And if you can, I'll speak for his landlord. He has, like I said, he has 3 apartments by this one landlord in this one housing unit building. So the landlord is happy. He gets his rent every single month without question. And then my friend is able to use that arbitrage between his marketing skills and putting it out there on the market and what the landlord is asking for. And, that's his take home money. And that's a huge gap. We're talking about, even from a long-term perspective, 266, him paying his expensive of $266, that's $734 a month. And, you don't have the headache of trying to find somebody every month or every week to come and put in there. That's a little bit more of a hustle, but you probably could make 3x what this is, right? So just think about that. Because if he's like, let's just for argument's sake, he's doing it for $100 a day, and that's $3,000 a month. But are you really renting at that 100% occupancy? More than likely not. I would say, if you're doing, maybe you're doing 60% of that, so 1,800, which is good. I think the average hotel, this is years ago, I think the average hotel occupancy in Jamaica was 62%, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to that. So we'll just call it 60%. Obviously, it's not a hotel, it's a private business. So maybe you can average 60%. Whereas, if you can get long-term rentals in there, you're doing 100%, you're only taking a third of what you'd be bringing in. But again, you don't have that headache. And it allows you, from an operational standpoint, to move on to other projects. And maybe you can focus on the other 2 units and getting those for long-term rental. And, you take that $734, I think we said, that arbitrage that you're making it, and you times that by 3, that's $2,200 that you're making per month on those 3 units. And, you time that by 12, that's $26,000 a year. And you have no capital expenditure. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go get a bank loan or a mortgage and put it into this house, and you're, paying mortgage every month, and, you're hustling that way. So it depends on the type of model, I'd say, that you're looking for. This is obviously just generalizing in terms of Airbnb arbitrage, or even just being a landlord, a traditional landlord. I guess the point here is that, to answer in a very long way, your question, Mario, there is Airbnb arbitrage here in Jamaica. It exists. Again, I don't have personal experience, but I know my friend does, and he does it well. I know many other people who do it as well in different places. There's also, even if you didn't want to do Airbnb arbitrage, there's also a demand for being an Airbnb manager of properties. So there are landlords who want to get in on this Airbnb, but they don't want the hassle of the operational aspect of managing inventory on Airbnb, VRBO, or even now Expedia and other traditional online travel agencies with, say, a 1-unit inventory or maybe 5-unit inventory, whatever it is, and they rather outsource that to an individual. So there are people whose entire businesses are built around just managing properties. That includes managing online inventory and then also getting it ready for the next guest. So housekeeping, anything goes wrong with maintenance, internet, blah blah blah. They're the contact person as opposed to the owner. I could tell you, my brother who has his apartment here in the grill, it's he has one unit, and I'm the what you call it, the second person on it. So like I see the emails, I see the messages come in. It's like, you know, it's and it's one unit. Like you got to maintain it, like because in Airbnb it's so important to like just have like the constant communication with the guests coming in, because like a lot of times it may be their first time to Jamaica, they stay in Airbnb, so a certain level of comfort with Jamaica, a comfort with the platform is needed, and the only way to do this with another stranger is to have great communication. And so my brother is very good with that. I see he's very responsive. He's very timely in his responses. And like I don't know if I personally want to do that if I had a unit, like because I have like a lot going on in my like right now in my life, business wise and otherwise. I don't know if I would want to take on that responsibility. So I would be a good candidate for outsourcing. I'm going to be making less money, of course. You're going to be taking a piece of that pie, but it's just one less thing that I have to worry about. And especially if that person is a professional, they've been doing this, they have other units that they're managing and they know how to do it. They understand the area, they understand the grill, they understand Jamaica, how it works and operates. They can make recommendations and make the guest feel very welcomed, and also to have them be very well informed about the area and what to do, because I think that's also a big part of the Airbnb experience is developing like a small relationship with the person that you're renting the place from. So yeah, long story short, that's kind of my recommendation with that. And those clouds are definitely rolling in heavy. We might need to pick up quickly and go inside. So just a heads up, I'll let everybody know. We just have to unplug quickly and go inside. But yeah, thanks for the question, Mario. Appreciate it. Arlie Connor says, I manage their properties for them. Oh, I'll manage. Okay. Yeah, there's people that like, I would say that's a good business. That's a good business. I know people do that, and I don't know what you would have to set your price, whether it's a percentage, and I would imagine it being a percentage, because like that's, if it was my property, I would like to incentivize whoever it is that's in control. I would like to incentivize that person, like, hey, you get a percentage of whatever you sell and this and that. I give you a percentage of the cleaning, da 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 da. And so you would be incentivized to go and sell the units as much as possible, keep the occupancy as a high level as possible as well. And hopefully I would have multiple properties, and that would be a further incentive for you, Arlie, to sell more units. And then also another business idea is like, because I know Negril so well and I know the real estate in Negril so well, like I could find arbitrage opportunities like that, like no problem. Like as I'm thinking about it, there are a lot of units and landlords that are not necessarily Airbnb internet savvy, and not necessarily having the tools to market their property. And you just don't market your unit just on Airbnb. There's social media, there's your website, there's VRBO, there is, if you have your own platform like YouTube or whatever it is, you can market it there as well. So a traditional landowner may not have those skill sets, but you, Arlie, might have that and can bring that to the table, and you can do that for multiple units. And if, say, there is a house or apartment that is, I don't say dormant, but maybe they're having a low occupancy, maybe they're 20% a year occupancy or 30%, but you can come in with your 2022 internet savviness, and you can sell that unit or those units very easily through things that you do every day and tools that you use every day. Of course they're going to give you a piece of the pie. They're making nothing. Why wouldn't they? They'd be more than happy to do that. And I would say there's like, and I'm thinking from an owner's perspective, there's very little risk with that, right? And if you're saying you're coming in here, it's nothing for you, the landowner, the landlord up front. I'm looking for a piece of the pie. I can bring in money. I can bring in occupancy or increase your occupancy. Why not? Why not? Right? All right. Let's keep moving on here. All right, just watching that those clouds. Okay, let's hop into the swag bag, the Throb X swag bag here, and we can show off a couple of the things that everybody's getting in there. Of course, if you have any questions as we go through this, let me know. And Chris, I see you, and Chris PW, that is, I see you in the comments there. I don't know if you were in here. We were talking about some of the questions that you had asked to Cleo. Oh, asked me to ask Cleo, the NCB Wealth Manager, and I let everybody know, like, if you asked a question, they all got answered. They all got answered. So just wanted to let you know, and we went through this whole thumbnail exercise as well. So appreciate your questions as well, Chris. Just want to reiterate that. Deborah Cohen, good to see you. It does look wonderful, except for the clouds are rolling in, it's making me a little nervous. Okay, let's get into the Throb X. Okay. All right, I'm going to switch that up. Okay, so as I mentioned before, everybody coming to Throb X gets one of these tote bags and these swag bags, and it has a bunch of, well, I would say Throb merch in there kind of thing, and Throb X merch in there. But then also we're going to have some sponsored items in there as well. All right, so let's start pulling everything out one by one. All right, so first thing is everybody gets like one of these Throb notebooks. And so you can take your notes during the conference, and then of course you get a Throb pen. Sorry, it's losing focus. And then I went with like, so I don't know if you can see this, but I like, it's, oh, you can't see it at all, but it's like there's like the dotted grids. That's what it is. I like that better. You know, I didn't want to do like a traditional lined notebook, so we went with that. We'll see what everybody's feedback is and see if you all appreciate it. So that's one of the items. And then you get can't see it, but you get a Throb X coffee mug. It's hard to see. They got the glare, but it's there. You can kind of see it. So everybody gets a Throb X coffee mug included. And then, not sure if you can see this either, but I promise it says Throb X on there. These are lanyards. These are so what the name tags are going to go on there. Then we have some hand sanitizers, Throb X hand sanitizers. We are still in the world of COVID, so I thought this was important to have. And it's a spray version, so everybody gets one of those. I like these two. These are the pins. So you got the Throb pin, so you can stick them on your lapel, your shirts, your Yeezys, whatever you want. Oh no, we're canceling Yeezy. Forgot about that. Or your flip flops, whatever it is, you can stick your Throb pin on there as well. We got Throb stickers. So we got black and white Throb stickers in there. So that's included in the swag bag. Got another pen. So these are like, we ordered these pens originally, and guess it's my fault. They write in like and it's like a blue. It's in this color. That's what it writes in. And so I didn't think that was practical for everybody. So we went and got the black ones. I think that's more business like and more usable. So we have those. So everybody gets 2 pens. Then we got some postcards here. So everybody gets a traveler's postcard. And I mean, you could use them, put them on your fridge, or you can actually send them to anybody you want. So we got one of the beach, and then we got one of the pool. So I thought these were cool. These are pictures. I took this drone shot. My brother took the sunset shot. I took that drone shot so long ago, but still looks good. And then we get one of these. So everybody's getting a handwritten note from me for attending Throb X. So I'm going to take my time in the next 2 weeks to make sure that I write each one of them for you guys coming. And lastly, everybody gets one of these. Let's see if we can. Scotch Boys hot sauce. So they are a sponsor. And so I don't know which one you're going to be getting, but every one of these bags will have some pepper sauce from Scotch Boys because they're a sponsor. We have a few other sponsors coming on board, which we got I can tell which ones have already signed. So Dennis Shipping is a sponsor as well. And also Remax Jamaica is a sponsor. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. So they are a sponsor of Throb X. And I don't know. We're going to have other sponsors who have verbally committed, but I haven't got it in writing. So they might have some goodies that are going to be added into the Throb X swag bag, but I can't really say at this point because it hasn't necessarily been confirmed, and I don't want to be premature in that. So that's kind of where we are with the swag bags and the merch, and we got a few more things coming in. A couple tablecloths, step and repeats for the sponsors. We got banner ups already, but yeah, everybody attending gets one of those. So looking forward to getting them out to everyone. Let's hop over to the comments real quick. Deborah Cohen says the bag is nice. Thank you. No, not can't get them in the UK, unfortunately. These are just for people who are attending. Synthwave Pro says cool merch. Thank you very much, Synthwave. Andrew Blake says, can you remind us how to get tickets and virtual tickets also? So if you go to throbx.com, you can still get tickets available to the physical event, which are $5.99 US, and then the virtual tickets are $100 US at throbx.com, and you can see all the information on the conference and what's entailed and how you can participate. Seema says, cute stuff. Thank you. Scotty Beamer says, cute swag bag. Thank you very much. Joe says, super jealous. Let me check my travel points. I might just roll up for one day. Oh, it would be great to have you. It would be amazing. Seema on the move says, excited. Marie Brown, if we attend the virtual event, are we entitled to the goodie bag too? How will we get it if not on the island? Unfortunately, Marie, this is just for the in-person attendees. Get the goodie bags. So I wish we had something for the virtual attendees, but we don't. We just have the videos available for you guys. But hopefully in the future, maybe we can do something like that. And hopefully you can make it in person next year, because we're definitely going to be doing it again. This is definitely going to be an annual event. This is the first time doing it and learning a ton, having fun with it as well. But coming on. Deborah Cohen says, how can one purchase without attending? Purchase the swag bags. We're not going to sell them. We just giving them out for people who attend. Sorry, we didn't think about doing that. We didn't think about selling them. Maybe if we have any extra at the end, but I'm not sure we will. Gizzy J says, "Can you actually make a living in the Jamaica Stock Exchange?" Yeah, I would say I would say so. You know, people do it. I know a couple of I don't know. So, I would think so. I know there are a couple of YouTubers, Jamaican YouTubers that are traders, that are day traders, which is, of course, you really need to know what you're doing if you're day trading. Like, really, really need to know what you're doing if you're day trading. But as far as I know, there are people who do it for a living. I don't know how well they're doing though. Shane Love Coaching says, question: once Throb X is over, will the virtual still be available? If not, it will be great evergreen product for passive income. Yeah, thank you for that, Shayna. So you mean, okay, I see what you're saying. You mean to continue to sell it. I didn't think of that. That's a good point. But it would still be, I was going to do it for a little bit, maybe a couple of weeks, and if people wanted to watch the replays. So if you paid for already for a virtual ticket, like, you'll have access to the replays forever. You can always go back and watch it and rewatch every single one. But I never thought of just kind of having it up there for the next year for people to buy. Great idea. I got to figure out how I would do that. Thank you, Shayna. That's a great suggestion. Shane Loves Coaching says, for the virtual attendees, can create a coupon code for your upcoming merchandise. Damn, another gem. Okay. There we go. That's what we'll do, everybody. I'm just screenshotting Shayna's suggestion here. So that's what we'll do. We're going to be doing a merch drop before the year is out, definitely before Christmas. And so what we'll do, consider it done, and can thank Shayna for this. We'll do a discount code for everybody who bought the virtual tickets, and then you can get any merchandise on the website for I don't know what the discount is going to be, but there will be a percentage off, and that'll be exclusive to anybody who attended or bought a virtual ticket. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Globally Wendy says, we will sponsor as well. Sent an email. Awesome. Wonderful. After the live stream, I'll take a look at the email and respond. Thank you for that, Globally Wendy. No, great idea, Shayna Love. Great idea. Deborah Cohen says, the bag is nice. Thank you. Index Trek Net chiming in from Chicago. Good to see you. Rachel A says, love the bag. Okay, you'll be getting yours in less than 2 weeks, Rachel. You and Mom. Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Simon Amu says, good idea. Exodus US Summit does that with Rashida and Stephanie, co-chairs of the summit. Awesome. YouTubers Stephanie Perry and Sheeta on the Loose. Gotcha. All right, gotta look them up. Let me I think somebody mentioned them before. I'm just screenshotting it. Andrew Blake says, I love the discount code. Yep, you can thank Shayna for that one. I thought I had another question up here. Okay, here's Tony Brown says, in your last live, you mentioned having a one-on-one with people looking to move back to Jamaica. Any updates on that? One-on-one with people moving to Jamaica. Sorry, Tony, can you just remind me of that? One-on-one with people moving to Jamaica. Yeah, just give me a reminder of what I meant by one-on-one. I know I said before, I had mentioned this a couple of times about doing having somebody, or if you had a question, I would say, if you had a question about your specific situation and people have reached out to me, like say on Instagram or emailed me, what I encourage everybody to do is like email me directly, Instagram, and I'll help you as best as possible. And I do that all the time. But like in order for us to get in the weeds, I would love if we can bring that question to the live stream forum. And also by bringing that question to a live stream forum, I would love for you to come on the live stream and so we can have a discussion. And I feel like that's where I have the most value to add in a forum like that. And then on top of that, it also, not only am I helping you, but I'm helping a wide range of people, because even though we have like 96 100 people in here now, there's going to be, you know, probably 1,000 people or maybe more who actually watch the live stream and can watch that portion of the live stream, so they can also benefit from your particular challenge or your particular questions. And so instead of, you know, I don't mind helping people one-on-one, but instead of me just helping one singular person with their particular questions, issue, whatever it is, I can do that plus help hundreds or maybe even thousands of people who have the same or similar questions. So that's kind of my thinking with that. I don't know if that's what you're alluding to, Tony. Rachel A says, I'll send a message through Throb X website regarding the time I get in so that registration knows I'll be late. I need my info for the next morning. I know you said you're coming in about 11 o'clock. I remember that, Rachel. So I already told Candice, we marked it. And then also we're going to be sending out the emails this week requesting everybody's estimated arrival time. So we just have an idea. And even if you're not staying at Travelers, because I know there's some people who are not staying here, they're staying off property. So just to letting us know what time you're going to get here to Travelers for registration. So we have everything ready. And especially if you're coming after hours, after registration period, we have somebody at the front desk, and also security, obviously, as well. So no matter what, you'll have all the information that you need for Throb X, and you'll have all the information that you need to like the goodie bag, the swag bag as well. Shayna Love Coaching says those clouds are getting thicker and dark. I know. I think we're going to be okay. I'm just like looking towards the north. I can't see it on camera, but the skies are a bit clear there, and that's what I always kind of use. So I think we're hopefully going to be okay. It's just moving to the west here, which is fine. That's away from us here, and that's the really dark spots that you're seeing. Oh, Andrew Blake says you were going to talk to people on the live. I think Tony Brown is talking about. Okay, all right. I see. Okay, Tony Brown is clarifying here. I see. Apologies for misunderstanding. We'll email with more information. I'm looking to move in February and have some questions. Okay, awesome. Let me know. Just shoot me that email. Yeah, Tony says, yeah, just having on the live to have a discussion. Sure. If you want, so Tony, like again, if you want to come on and like ask your questions, I would definitely encourage that. And I'm sure, especially you're moving in a few months here, people would love. There are so many people that will have the same or similar questions that you have. And if you're willing to come on the live and talk about it, I would definitely encourage you to do that. If you want to come on right now, let me know. We can make that happen. We'd be more than happy to have you come on if you are ready. Arlie says one of the other viewers had questions, and if we had questions to email you, right? So if you've emailed me or shot me a message on IG, I will, if they're quick questions, something I can just help you with like immediately, sure. But like again, like getting into the weeds, like sitting down, having a meeting about doing like that might be a little bit difficult for me, and that's why I say always encourage like let's do a live session. Like if we want to get into the weeds, like you really want to use my experience, my brain power, free consultation, like we'll do it here on the live stream, and I'm more than happy to do that and share anything I know and all my knowledge. Um, oh, there you go. And then Marie Brown says Black expats has consultations, which is great. I don't know if those are paid or not, but I would do. I'd never charge anybody anything for that for doing these consultations, and I don't want to. I don't want to, and maybe in the future I will, but I I try to be protective of my time when it comes to this, because I do dedicate so much time to do this, and I do love doing this, and I do love doing these live streams. And to me, with the time I already have allocated to these live streams or this business and this YouTube channel, I was like, all right, how can we maximize on it more? How can we be more effective and reach more people? And again, to me, is like, if we can do this consultation where you get free consultation uh, with me on, instead of like one-on-one privately on the phone, which I've done before in the past, and that goes down rabbit holes you wouldn't believe. And some people don't respect your time, and I'm not saying you wouldn't, Tony, or other people or anything like that, but to me it's just like, again, if we can help not just you as an individual and help other people, that to me is like the win-win for everybody. Not charging anybody anything. I don't know if Black expats charges for their consultations. Marie Brown says, tonight you are welcome to join the Black expats repack group. I'm not a promoter, just a member. What are they having, Marie? Is it like a live stream or something like that? Let me know. Michael Caesar says, what are the dates for the summit? Is that the Black expats group? Oh, Tony, not tonight. Oh, gotcha. Sorry. Okay, got it, Marie. All right. I think we had another question up here. One sec. Chris PW, did the development company come back to you on prices? No, they did not. And we've actually, thank you for the reminder, we followed up with them that same week. And I don't know. Like the lady was, I didn't speak to them personally. Candice was talking to them, but they were saying that they have to go to their board and do this and do that to get permission. So, I don't know what's up with that. To me, it's just like you're having a conversation with a client. And it's just like, if I call, like, this is my thinking. I'm not trying to throw them under the bus or anything like that. But, if I call your salesperson and just kind of ask questions, about the development, what would you tell that potential client or that potential buyer? And that's the gist of what we're looking for. And, I respect whatever protocols and that sort of thing that anybody needs to go through or any company needs to go through. But I'm not really sure what the holdup is. So for those that aren't aware what Chris and myself are talking about, there was, if you remember, if you were here, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody in the live stream had mentioned a development here in Westmoreland. I forget the name of it, but it's this big development that's 10 minutes from Sav. And we went on their website and we tried calling them on the live stream, see if we could just ask them some questions. Couldn't get through to them. What we did was, after the live stream, we reached out to them to see if they would like to come on the live stream and have their representative just answer some just basic questions that we'd all want to know about pricing, location, why we should buy, why we should invest. And we've been having a bit of a warm time. Carwina Estates. Thank you, Kevin. Carwina Estates. And just I don't know, going through the bureaucratic measures of their property, their company, which if that's what it is, this is what it is. So I'll say that to say we'll follow up with them this week, and we will see. We'll see if we can get them on the line, and we can get them on the live stream. And I don't want to, even though I would and was trying to get them on a phone call, but I wanted to give them an opportunity to prepare, and we have a group of vested people here that are looking for real estate investments in Jamaica. and it looks like a great real estate investment. Looks like a great property to invest in potentially, and we just want to ask some questions as it relates to it. Chris PW says sounds like a red flag to me, but I will say so. To me too. To be honest, it did sound like a red flag to me. However, I do know, like, so there's another developer that I'm trying to get on here, but he's a legitimate guy. He what's the name of this state? Vista Bella. We've talked about this on the live stream, and we went on the map. They have a great development here in Negril, a lot of potential. And he didn't want to come on because, oh, it's not ready, it's not this. And like there was another, I can't think of the other developer who's the same thing, said the same thing. But they're worried that it's the development is not at a stage that is presentable to the public. And then in my mind, I'm like, how are you going to sell something that people can't see and or that you don't want to show people, right? Because it hasn't reached a certain stage. But you have pre-construction sales, right? And this is what I was telling oh man, I forget his name. Is it Mr. Arnold? No, that's not his name. I'm sorry, I forget his name. But at Vista Bella, and he kind of understood, like, and I was explaining to him what the audience is and what the target market is and who we are in this community. And it's like, we're not about that. We understand and we see the vision. We don't need to have a complete, sample house. The roads don't need to be complete. The infrastructure doesn't need to be in there. But I would say what we're looking for is like, we're looking for vision and we're looking for confidence. Do you come across, are you a person that we believe that is going to complete this development? Are you somebody who's going to take our money and run? Like, that's the first thing, that's the first thing we want to make sure. And I could tell you that that's not the case. And so he's not a person that I would say, this is the Vista Bella developer. He's not a person that I could say we have to worry about integrity or we have to worry about, you're going to take our money and run. Like, no, like my family has multiple lots that we purchased there. We believe in his vision. We think he's going to do very well. It's going to be extremely, extremely good for Negril and for the housing problem that we have as it relates to the amount of inventory that is available, particularly for a new development / middle to upper middle class housing in Negril that is virtually non-existent at this point in time. And so in my mind, we got to get this guy on the podcast, and we got to, because he has the solution to a huge problem that we have here in Negril, and people need to know about the opportunities of investing in his development. And it's coming along nicely, and it's coming along very, very nicely. And it's one of those things that we in this group, the savvy investors, real estate investors that we're looking for. I wouldn't necessarily, maybe arbitrage is too strong of a word, but we're looking for gems. We're looking for diamonds in the rough. And to me, this is an opportunity like that. To me, this is an opportunity that's not being blasted all over the world. It's here local in Negril. If you understand the Negril market and you understand what's happening and where things are going, you can see this is a good investment. But if you're somebody from the outside and you come and look at it, you're like, maybe not. I don't know. But if you understand the real estate market in Jamaica, you understand the real estate market in Negril, you may look at this as a good long-term investment and getting in early on something. I think that's something that we're all looking for in our investments. If you look at Little Bay Country Club, I could kick myself when it was coming out. And Little Bay is, I'll bust out the map in a few for sure, but Little Bay Country Club is on the northern part of Negril. And when they were having pre-construction sales, when I say we, my family, we weren't even considering it. We thought it was too expensive. I can't remember how much it was, but these things are over 500,000 US now. Completely sold out. Even they're in phase 3. The pre-constructed phase 3, that's all sold out. And it's been sold out for like over a year, I want to say, at this point. And if you wanted to buy a home there now, you'd have to buy it from a current owner. You can't buy it from developers. So I believe that Vista Bella is in a very good position. Granted, it's not on the beach. It's on Nampro Road. Well, trust me, we won't bring up the map in just a second, I promise. I want to get to the comments, and we'll get back to that. But Vista Bella is, again, one of those well-positioned developments in Negril that I believe has the potential to solve a big housing problem for middle class housing, and it's an opportunity that I want to present to this community. So at the end of our conversation, I he understood where I was coming from, and he trusted that I knew my that I know the market, I know my community, and I do believe that the community that we have here is a very fair representation of the investment real estate market that people are looking for, that people are looking into as it relates to investing in Jamaica. At least I can speak confidently about this side of the island, and even Kingston, and doing my research on that side of the island, as a matter of fact. So I say that to say, Chris, is that this company, although it may come across as a red flag, this company may have that same mindset and maybe misunderstanding of what the market is looking for, and also how the market looks at a pre-development development, right? And investing in something that there is no infrastructure. And we can see the vision, but to me, at that point, it's all about confidence. It's built because you, as a developer, you're selling nothing. All you have, and this may not be the case in some cases. I was gonna say all you have is the land, and sometimes, many times, these developers don't even necessarily have the title, but that's okay. That's very common, as a matter of fact. But again, do they have do they build confidence in you as a potential investor in their development? That's the key situation here. The key is you have a track record. If you don't have a track record in doing this, what do you have a track record in doing it in business that we can trust you? Because we heard, I think maybe 4 or 5 months ago, about developments in, I want to say in the East, somewhere in Kingston, that developers were, it's basically a Ponzi scheme type development, and investors lost their money, or they invested in this development and it never came to fruition. That was happening. I think that happened recently, as a matter of fact. And of course, we, as the savvy investors we don't want to be caught in that trap. We don't want to be part of these news stories. And so again, it comes down to confidence, because as a developer, they don't have the building up. They don't have the house that you can walk into that you're selling. Again, they may have the land, they may or may not have the title, but they're selling confidence. Sorry, long rant. Okay, let's go back into the comments here. Synthwave Pro says, I once emailed a developer in a grill about a unit. It took 6 weeks before I got a reply. Not hating, just saying. There's another, I will say this too. There's, I'm not going to mention the name. There's another development here in Negril. And this is kind of going back to, the example, the Airbnb arbitrage, in respect to, say, you as a person, I think it was Ari, Arlie was mentioning that she would come in and manage these properties. And so the thing with this particular development is they may be good at buying land, developing land, that sort of thing. But when it comes to the management / business side of things, and also being internet savvy, not so good. And I mean, I remember my brother was helping out with their website, and he just put up a couple of pictures, made their website a little bit more modern and seamless, etc. And then inquiries just started to come in. So it's like these basic things of just positioning yourself as a developer or as a landlord, as positioning yourself properly and accurately on the internet, and understanding search engine optimization, understanding the importance of user experience on website, understanding social media, etc. And these may sound like basic things to you and I, but these are key skill sets that are missing in many of these business models. And going back to your Synthwave, your example about the email, like as simple as it is about following up, doing email follow-up and the importance of communication, that again speaks to confidence, because it's like, man, if they can't get back to me with an email, or if I have to keep following up, like if this is your approach to business, and I don't know what your approach is going to be to the actual development, are you going to be somebody that is detail oriented? Are you going to be somebody who follows up with the construction crew, with the NWC, with JPS, blah blah blah, when issues happen. So it's something to definitely take into consideration when it comes to develop, when it comes to investing in a development. So good point. Yeah, you hit on my point there, Chris PW. He says that Synthwave Pro, if it takes that long for an email, how long will it take for the build? Precisely. Kevin Gainier says Synthwave Pro, I've had a similar experience when inquiring about developments. Unfortunately, Synthwaves to Chris and Kevin, I still want to support them, but I need that confidence before pulling the trigger. Exactly. That is exactly what it's about. Simone says maybe a PDF to online participants in lieu of a swag bag. Yeah. We could do that. We could do that for sure. Thank you, Simone. Good idea. Joe says, do you think the efforts the Fed is making in the U.S. to tame the housing market by raising interest rates will have an effect on the JA housing market? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think a direct effect, right? So I don't know. Maybe somebody can help me in the comments. I don't know what the inflation rate here in Jamaica is, but I know in the U.S. I think it's like 8.6%. The last time I checked, somebody can correct me on that. I think it's 8.6%. And then the housing rates in the U.S. they're trying to raise them. Mortgage rates, they're trying to raise them so we can slow down the inflation and slow down the purchases of housing, and hopefully bring down the housing prices to reasonable prices, because it is certainly out of control at this point in time. In terms of it affecting Jamaica directly, I haven't seen or know of, and even talking with Cleo in our conversation 2 weeks ago, I haven't seen an increase in mortgages. They almost almost the same as the U.S. You know, don't quote me on this. I believe 9%. I think like it's 9% Jamaican, 6% U.S. or something like that. And like I haven't. My point is, I haven't seen interest rates here skyrocket, so to speak. In the U.S., we've been used to like 2% or whatever it is, like really low. Like you don't get that in Jamaica. You just don't. So maybe people will start looking down here to invest instead. But this is something that, because the interest rates, I would say, Jamaica is a development market, especially the real estate market is a developing real estate market, maybe because there is so much more potential because it is a developing market, and you all have a much better understanding maybe than the average American of the Jamaican real estate market here. And maybe instead of investing in a second or third home or second or third real estate property in the US, maybe you consider doing it down here because the interest rates are within ballpark range, and then the potential in terms of the increased value is much higher down here than I would say in the United States. Generally speaking, there's of course exceptions, and I'm sure many people can debate me on that in different ways for different markets. Chris Charles says, one of my concerns in returning to in returning is communication. Example, Synthwave. I would like to get a reasonable turnaround when I contact any business. Yeah. Yeah. That's so important. And it's not just Jamaica, like any business that has like a slow turnaround. I can tell you from our experience with planning Throb X, reaching out to sponsors, it's been one of those things, right? And then you could, because we've reached out to like I think over 30 sponsors that we've reached out to for this inaugural event. And when you having this volume of communication with new companies in terms of new companies that we're looking to potentially work with, there's varying degrees of professionalism and varying degrees of response times. And you just kind of learn about that through the experience. And you could kind of tell, like, there are good companies out here that are efficient and they're doing well. And there are those who are lacking in this aspect of communication, right? And it's I wouldn't say concerning for me, because, like, we're asking something from them. We're asking something from them, and so maybe we kind of get put on the back burner because of that. And this is our first event, which I kind of understand, and people are busy. But nonetheless, my point is, like, there's been a clear delineation between top tier companies, so to speak, and other companies that we've reached out to. And these are not to say, like, there are small companies that were, like, excellent and really on the ball communicating with us. And then I'm not saying, like, in terms of, like, saying yes and giving us a positive answer, but in just saying, like, hey, I'm sorry, we can't, unfortunately, we won't be able to help you out this year, but please consider us next time, or this, that, and that's that kind of communication is really, really appreciated. Others, we just had to hunt down. We're just kind of looking for, like, a yes or no answer at the end of the day. And maybe some people didn't want to tell us no and that sort of thing, or maybe just busy. But I always think a company that has good communication, solid communication, it really bodes well to the market and says a lot about how you run your organization. Chris Charles says, soon come is okay with my food and not my money. Facts. Fair enough. Yeah, I hear you on that. Index Track Net says inflation rate for Jamaica is 10.2%, August 2022. That's pretty high. Not the highest, by far not the highest in the world, but nonetheless, that is pretty high. And yeah, and everything is going up. Like, you can feel it. You can feel it, like, in the grocery store. You can feel it at the gas station. Yeah, things that makes sense. Thank you for that. 10.2% as of August 2022. Chris PW said, any comments about Michael Lee Chin Jr. proposal to offer banking to the unbanked in Jamaica? Yeah, I just saw that article this morning. I'd be curious to know what those interest rates are. It's a risky endeavor, and I would presume that those interest rates would be higher than normal. Like, you're gonna have to pay for that, right? You're gonna have to pay for that risk. I mean, in terms of, like, on both sides. So he's rolling the dice on unbanked. If you're having inherently, if you're an unbanked business or person looking for a loan, you're inherently a more riskier loan person to receive a loan. So I just hope it's not predatory rates. I hope it's something that is reasonable. Does that also come with some sort of collateral that they would have to get? But I think it's a good thing in terms of giving access to finance for maybe people who are unqualified in traditional banking or in traditional loan forums. So it could be a good thing, but I would definitely like to understand a little bit more about the model in terms of what are the interest rates? Is it collateral based? What are the qualifying terms to get these loans? And it sounds like some sort of micro lending institution without knowing too much information about it, but very, very, very interesting. I saw it, but I didn't really. I just saw the headline, didn't get into the weeds of it. But I think access to capital for ambitious entrepreneurs, I think, is always a good thing. Gary Austin supporting Throb. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the donation. Much appreciated. Always Always thankful and always grateful for this. Thank you, Gary. Coco and Coco, can you please suggest mosquito control regime products or services need to get the tiny black insects from biting? Um, is this for like personal use? I mean, like, literally spraying on your body? Are you talking about like your home or your property to do fogging? Because there is fogging. You can actually call. Oh, I forget what branch of government, but you can get them to come in to do mosquito fogging in your community if there is like and it's free. We did it for here in the grill, and we actually at one point, I think it was during the dengue scare, and this was a couple of years ago, but we were actually put on a schedule to have the fogging come in, and they come in with, it almost looks like a leaf blower, but it's like this mist that goes all over, and they literally did the whole of Negril to kind of get the mosquito population under control. So if that's what you're talking about, are you talking about like an off type situation that you spray on your body? I'm unsure, but I know you can call this government agency if you have like a big area to get rid of. There are private companies. I just don't know the name of them. I know Couple Swept Away uses one on a regular basis, and then also Sunset at the Palms here in the grill, on the northern part of the grill, they also use one as well. And I see them doing that on a regular basis. But let me know if that answers your question, Coco and Coco. Noble Girl, interest rates in Jamaica for a mortgage is extremely high comparison to the U.S. Nonetheless, it has not kept me from buying, as there is devaluing of the Jamaican dollar to consider. Exactly. So I've said this before. If you're earning U.S. or foreign currency, Canadian, euros, pounds, your money is going to go so much further. And because you're going to get a Jamaican loan here, and yeah, it's a higher interest rate for sure, but the devaluing slash increased devaluing of the Jamaican dollar, or the strengthening of, say, like the US dollar, which has been happening quite regularly, I should say. The dollar is getting stronger and stronger. So as that happens, your loan becomes cheaper and cheaper, and it's just a matter of. So I feel like, Noble Girl, can you tell me what the Jamaican loan rate is? Do you know what it is? I know it's double digits. I just don't know what it is. But my point is like, if you play the long game and you do like a 15-year or 30-year mortgage, and you do it in Jamaican dollars, but again, you're earning foreign currency, or especially if you're earning in US dollars, eventually that's going to work out for you. And it sucks in the sense that the Jamaican dollar is going to be is devaluing over the years. It's just an inevitability that maybe at some point it will become more stable, but we're just at about $150 to one US. And I remember and I'm sure you all can remember, I remember my dad telling me it used to be 1-to-1 at one point, Jamaican to US, and at one point the Jamaican dollar was actually higher than the US dollar. But I remember as a kid it was like, I want to say, like, I feel like I remember $30 to one, and I remember when it got to 100 to one, I was like, this is crazy. And like, we're at 150 to one basically right now. And eventually we're going to be at 200 to one. And so, what's going to happen. And like Noble Girl says that you can, a Noble Girl says, like, you can get it's not to a point where it should distract you or discourage you from investing in Jamaica. Chris PW says today's mortgage rate in Jamaica, New York, are 7.13 for a 30-year fix, 6.4 for a 15-year fix, 6.18 for a 5-year adjustable rate mortgage. So that's New York, Chris. And then Noble Girl says 9%. Okay, so I thought it was double digits. So 9%. 9%, which was 6 months ago. So, I mean, that's not that far off. And if you're looking at, so I'm looking at Chris's numbers here, and these, I'm assuming these are US rates that you have here. 15-year fix 6.4, 30-year fix 7.3. You know, a few basis points off from the 9% Jamaican dollar here that Noble Girl has. You know, I'd venture to guess like that's going to even out, you know, and maybe even favor you. And I mean, I'd have to do the math on that, but I'm sure, because you know, just think about it. It's like as the U.S. dollar gets stronger, your loan is going to become cheaper and cheaper because you're going to continue to take your U.S. dollars, convert it into Jamaican dollars, and then pay your mortgage that way. So as long as you have the foreign currency, eventually, and say you get a 30-year fixed at, and I don't know if the 9% is 30-year fixed, but say it is compared to the 7.3 fixed in the US, right? You know, at some point in the next 30 years, the Jamaican dollar is going to be at $200. I think that's a fair assumption to make. And I would need Excel to do this quickly, to do like an amort chart to see what that turns into. But eventually, I think that will pay it off as the U.S. strengthens and as the devaluation of the Jamaican dollar happens. That's a huge advantage as an investor to have the foreign currency as an investor in Jamaica. And I don't know why that's not talked about more. You know, I don't know why that's not talked about more. Scotia with Index Trek, is that Jamaican or U.S. dollar? The 7.3 APR on a 30-year fixed. Ingrid says what she's paying right now is a 3.375 home in Orlando. Yeah, you know, you obviously you got that before everything that's going on now. Yeah, that's good. You know, these are the rates that we expect in the U.S. You know, 2.3, 3.3. Globally, Wendy says, I agree. Definitely a strategy in global investing. Yep. Yeah, use your Jamaicanness to your advantage. Like, you all know this market better again than the average American. You definitely do. You're comfortable with Jamaica. You are from here. You have some sort of affiliation here. You're doing your research. You're watching YouTube videos. You're talking to professionals, and so that in itself should be helping you build your confidence in investing and doing something here, and not necessarily doing something here, but comparing two different markets and comparing. You're not beholden to just the U.S. market. You're not beholden to just the U.S. stock market. You're not beholden to just the U.S. real estate market. You have opportunities outside of that. You have opportunities here in Jamaica. So compare the two. Don't just hold yourself in this one market. Ingrid says, I refinanced about a year and a half ago. Yeah, there you go. Good for you. That's probably right before all this madness. Jeez, 1.55, Chris. Awesome. Good for you, man. Good for you. Chris Charles says, when I was in business, the unwritten rule was to respond to calls/emails within the business day or next business day. All I expect a confirmation of message received. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I don't get that sometimes here. Ingrid says, Chris PW, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a freaking amazing. Awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Coco says, thank you. Looking for a bug solution for the property so outdoor spaces patio can be enjoyed without pinchy bites. Yeah, I would say look into that. And there are I wish I knew them off the top of my head, those private companies, but definitely I think if you're having the problem, that means your neighbor and the community is having the problem, and it might be worth. I can't remember which branch of government does this. It has to be, I would think, through the Ministry of Health. I think almost certain that's what it is, because they want to prevent these mosquito communicable diseases that, dengue, and what was the other one? I caught this one. The one that's in Brazil. I forget the name of it. It gave you like the red bumps on your chest, and like it made the baby's head smaller. I forget what that is. Sorry to bring that up, but I remember like we had that problem here too. Um, Sorry, I missed some comments here. Jeff Holman says the issue in U.S. and Canada housing is a supply issue. High rates may reduce prices. Jamaican rates are usually 4 to 5 points higher. Increasing U.S. rates will have little effect on Jamaica. Yeah, I think so too. I again, I think it's gonna maybe steer people down here. I don't think the interest rates will have effect in the U.S. will have effect on the interest rates here in Jamaica, and also speaking to realtors here that have gone through the 2008 housing crisis, market crash, global financial crisis, they were talking about the real estate market here in Jamaica being very stable, very, very stable. So again, as stated before, the past and the historical data is no guarantee for what is going to happen in the future, but it's a data point. It's a data point. That's all I'll say on that. Coco and Coco, have you heard about the $100 million project that just broke ground last week on Jimmy Cliff Boulevard? Nope, didn't hear about that. Let's take a look, see if we can look that up real quick. Let's see what's going on. All right. Hold on. I see a couple of articles here. I see Mobay's hip strip to undergo $1 billion transformation. All right, let's get into this. All right, we'll get over there, Coco and Coco, in 1 second. I got the article up. Just want to get to some of these comments on this subject matter. Kevin Gainier says, Throb, I think you're referring to Zika virus. Yeah. So we had a Zika virus problem here. I know a couple of people that caught it. I know I caught it. I didn't know what it was. I just had I felt totally fine, but I had like those like a real symptom of it was these red bumps on your chest or on your skin. But I felt fine. I didn't have any like other issues. Yep. And Marie Zika. Yep, that's what it is. What else we got here? Karina Anderson says, open question. Is it worth building a house for Airbnb? What are the benefits in having a business like that? Do you get a large discount at the wharf if you ship to build your business? Good question. So I don't know if you were here, Karine. We talked earlier about Mario. I believe he asked sorry. He asked a question about Airbnb arbitrage. That's something that people do here in Jamaica. And yeah, that's a lot of people. I wouldn't say a lot of people. I know people that do it. I gave an example of my friend who does Airbnb arbitrage with 3 units, one 2-bedroom, 2 1-bedrooms, and he does fairly well with that. And so that may be something to consider doing, because there are a lot of landlords here that own, apartments, but they may not necessarily be the most savvy with Airbnb, with VRBO, with Expedia.com, with having their own website and basically doing online marketing. And I think that that is a very good opportunity for somebody that maybe already has these types of experiences, or maybe you have just like the just the basics of understanding of how the internet works. I think you can do well and you can learn along the way you go. You got to think that some of these people and landlords, they have zero presence online, like nothing. And like if you go in there with your smartphone, take some pictures, put up on a website, put it up on Airbnb, be responsive to questions, to comments, etc., like you will get sales. It's just a matter of getting the inventory or getting the inventory online and showing it and showing what the availability is. And I think that's a huge gap that's missing here in Negril, especially. I was working with, uh, man, I'm blanking here. I was working with a local realtor here in Negril. We were trying to get like a ballpark figure of the available inventory in Negril. There is no like organization that has this information available, and we were just trying to quantify it so we can basically come up with some sort of standardization of demand. And we break it down from studios to 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, standalone houses, etc., just so we can and this won't be perfect, but there is no study that exists. There is no book that you can go to understand how the real estate here. Everything here is it's qualitative, and you're just kind of going off of feel, you're going off of experience, you're going off of talking to people, and that has its advantages. Like, I have a very good feel for the real estate market here and the inventory here in the grill, but I don't have the quantifiable and evidence to back and support that. And so that was one of the things that I was trying to do maybe year and a half ago, but then just got so busy with other things. But this is still something that I do want to do, and I think that this is something that information that so many people will be interested in. This is, foreign investors, or for maybe like somebody like yourself. I don't know if you're abroad or not, but maybe you are thinking of coming in and bringing like a certain housing scheme here, or you're thinking about building something here. Like, wouldn't you want to know like what is already in existence instead of just like arbitrarily just coming in building something that you think that will do good? And so that's one thing that I was trying to do. But that's just kind of my suggestion. If you're looking to get into Airbnb, maybe you take advantage of the arbitrage, so you don't have this capital investment on the upfront of buying the land, building a home. I'm not saying not to do it. I think that's great. This is something that you can keep in your family, your children, and your children's children, that you can pass on for sure. I would definitely support the idea of that. And I don't know where you are and what your risk appetite is, and what your financial goals are, and what your time horizon is as well for a return on investment. So these are all different things to take into consideration that I don't know with your particular situation. So I would say I think it's a good investment. It also is something that if you don't want to, I think you said, yeah. And so if you don't want to necessarily build per se, maybe you just want to buy an existing property or an existing apartment, refurbish it, and then use that for Airbnb. I know many, many people who do that with private developments here in Negril, that they buy existing properties, they refurbish them, they sell on all these different platforms, and they're just managing it. I know people who are like continue to buy unit after unit after unit and take that same strategy, buy, flip Airbnb, or buy, flip long-term rental, long-term leases, that sort of thing. And so that's how you can kind of build your real estate portfolio without of course it is a capital intensive process, but you're dealing with like one big chunk of that capital investment, meaning that maybe you're just dealing with a mortgage, or maybe you're a cash buyer. I'm not sure. Even better if you are, but at least you're not going through the process of constructing a home. You're not going through the process of buying the land and going through the various agencies of approval, whether it's through NEPA, through the NGALP, or the Negril Green Island Paneling Authority, if you're doing it here in Negril. And again, this is not to discourage you or anything like that, but there are pluses and minuses of going down any one of these various paths of a real estate investor, and depend again on what your time horizon is, what your financial goals are, what's your rate of return that you're looking for. So it's hard for me to pinpoint which direction for you to go into, but I think investing in real estate in Jamaica is always a good idea. And if your dream or your goal is to buy land, build a house, and then rent it out for Airbnb, I think that is a sound investment. As it relates to a large discount at the wharf, nope, nothing, Nathan. You're not getting anything on that for sure. However, you do get, as if I don't know if you qualify for this, if you're a returning resident, you get a one-time shot of a shipment, whatever that looks like. If you're moving here to Jamaica, you get, it's either tax, I believe it's tax free, or a huge tax discount on the tariff of whatever it is that you're bringing in. On the side of, say, if you're a guest house hotel, you can qualify for what is known as under the Omnibus Act, and there is a list of items that you're allowed to bring into the country tax free, or depending on what it is, a very very low tax, because sometimes, especially like on electronics, it could be up to 100%, or close to it on the tariff. So if you are a small business, small hotel, I should say, excuse me, or a guest house, you can qualify for under the Omnibus Act, and so you can get like basically anything that's not made in Jamaica that you would need for a hotel. So, this could be your linens, pillows, chairs, not wooden chairs, because any sort of like things that you could get made here by, like, say, a carpenter or anything like that, you're going to be charged on, because they don't want to take away jobs or take away revenue from an existing indigenous business here in Jamaica. So I don't know the list off of the top of my head, but just think along those lines. Those are the tax incentives that you have as a small property owner in hospitality. Hope that helps with answers your question, Karine. Queen Anne says, I have the property already in St. Anne. So what you can do with that, going along the lines with the Omnibus Act, as long as you're a registered property with I believe you have to be under the Jamaica, JTB, and under the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association. And I believe that is one of the criteria. So you have to be one of the recommended properties, and there's a list of things that you have to qualify. So, for example, this is just, and I don't know, tell me if you're already qualify, and I'm just kind of beating a dead horse here. So, for example, you have to have like fire safety. If you're on a beach, you have to have a beach license. You have to have a TPDCO inspection. So this is a tourism product development organization, and they come in and essentially go through your property and make sure you meet certain standards. It's a laundry list of things. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is a lot. And, these list of qualifications that you need to have, it can be a little bit arduous, but for the most part, it's like pretty basic stuff. Like, you have to have, like, the police come in to do an inspection, make sure it's safe, that sort of thing. It's just a lot to go through. But once you check all these things off, then you get qualified for this Omnibus Act. And again, you get huge discounts on tariffs, and sometimes no tariffs at all on some of these items. So it's worth it to go through the process, especially if you already have a property, existing property. Just like kind of just get that official check mark, if you will. All right. Let's see. Missed a bunch of comments here. Jeff Holman says, a high U.S. dollar may have a positive effect on Jamaica. It will make it profitable for local farming and manufacturing. Good point. Noble Girl says, Jeff, higher U.S. dollars is good for people who earn U.S. dollars or people who bought property when the dollar was lower. It's generally not good for locals as prices go up when USD increases. Job Bless says, greetings, Throb fam. Is there a conference or something coming up that was referenced? Yes, we have Throb X conference coming up in less than 2 weeks, starting November 10th. And that is my investment conference that I'm hosting. And if you're looking to invest in Jamaica in really any aspect, from real estate to the Jamaica Stock Exchange, we have experts, multiple experts in each one of those fields coming, and they're going to be part of the panel discussion. If you're looking to buy a car, we have bankers, we have a somebody from ATL. If you're looking to buy a vehicle as well, to tell us all about the different cars they have, and as well as the process of purchasing a car. I think that's also important as well, and pertinent. Crispy W, again, no capital gain tax with property, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Chris. I'm screenshotting that. We will double check on that. Not sure. Morgan Realty and Management Services setting up an autoresponder to every email that comes back to let people know what time I check and return email is a great management practice. That's a good idea too. Paul Williams says, I want to be a sponsor to Cali Cottages in Negril, Jamaica. Awesome. Please reach out to me, Paul. You can email me, throp@thropmedia.com. Just putting it in the comments. Yeah, please shoot me an email. Located on the West End Road. I remember you telling me across the road from Sips and Bites. Yeah, still haven't made it over there yet, Paul. Still haven't made it over there. Sorry, just screenshotting your comment, making sure I get that. Valerie Williams, hi Throb. How are you doing down there in Jamaica? Doing well. Can't complain. Great views, nice breeze, good weather. I know I missed some questions up here. Oh, hold up. Yeah, there was a question I saw up top. 1 second. I'm just scrolling here. Oh, yeah, this is from the discussion we had earlier. Rose says, I thought the same about LBCC. It was too expensive. Yep. And look, we both missed out. I think that's what's going to happen with a lot of these properties here. So don't be afraid. Sometimes you can't be afraid to make that leap. I know I'm not going to make the same mistake again. This is one of those things you just learn as you kind of go through life and make adjustments, and don't make the same mistake twice. Sorry, I'm just scrolling. I know we missed a couple of questions here. Coco and Coco, we're getting to the article about the hip strip development momentarily. I already have it queued up. I'm just looking for any questions that I might have missed. If I miss your question, please just throw it again in the chat and I will try to get to it. I know I missed one or a couple. All right, we might have to skip it. Oh, I think this one. Hi Throb, how you liking it down in Jamaica? Oh, loving it. No complaints. I'm enjoying my time here. All right. Coco says Jamaica is the next Bahamas. Don't wait, or you'll be sorry for sure. Okay, Coco, let's get to the article here. Okay, how do we share this? Boom. Okay. I don't know why this is so off center. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this article was put out on the 17th of this month. Mobay's hip strip to undergo $1 billion transformation. This is in the Gleaner. And who was it written by? Looks like Albert Ferguson. Let me throw this in the comments. Okay, Mobay's hip strip undergo $1 billion transformation. The Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF, is to commence work on the $1 billion project geared towards developing Jimmy Cliff Boulevard, popularly known as the hip strip in Montego Bay, into an iconic attraction starting April 2023. The project, the Gleaner understands, is seeking to transform the popular Montego Bay hip strip, formerly Gloucestershire Avenue, into the most popular hip strip in the English-speaking Caribbean by providing a range of day and night activities suitable for Jamaicans and visitors when they come to the island. We've already procured the services of an architect who has produced designs which we have actually shown to a town hall meeting to stakeholders on the hip strip, and they are very pleased with what they saw. Dr. Kerry Wallace, the TES executive director. And we're now getting the appropriate permissions and permits from the PAB, Public Investment Appraisal Branch, which is a government agency that's responsible for looking at new projects at the national level. Wallace told the Gleaner that the scope of the work to be carried out includes putting in sidewalks and lots of foliage, among other infrastructural work to make it a beautiful space. We believe that we will be starting the actual work come the next financial year. Some exciting prospects are coming, and that's why we're excited about this initiative, Wallace told the Gleaner. He informed that the Montego Bay Reggae Nights will be held at the Harmony Park Beach Park starting October 30th, which is today, which will be a monthly feature. Come on board. He noted that the TEF anticipates private sector partners operating along the boulevard will also see the vision and come on board by sprucing up their offerings and their businesses. Wallace also stated that the transformation of the boulevard will rebound to economic opportunities at the community level. Overall, we're looking at 1 billion Jamaican dollars to be spent over several financial years. It's a massive project. It takes the resort capital, and we believe that it deserves to have that kind of iconic attraction that will pull more cruise ships to Jamaica, explained Wallace. He noted that when completed, Jimmy Cliff Boulevard will pull more chartered flights into Jamaica, fill more hotel rooms, more Airbnbs, and will offer economic opportunities across the length and breadth of Montego Bay. 4 years ago, the St. James Municipal Corporation renamed the Gloucestershire Avenue to Jimmy Cliff Boulevard in honor of reggae icon, Grammy winner, and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee James Jimmy Cliff Chambers, OM, for his contribution in the development of Jamaican music. Cliff, a native of Somerton District in St. James, skyrocketed to popularity during the 60s and 70s with hits such as Many Rivers to Cross, Wonderful World, Beautiful People, and his rendition of Johnny Cash's I Can See Clearly Now. He also showed his acting prowess in the iconic 1972 film The Harder They Come. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. I think this is the same thing. This is Montego Bay gets this on 25th is getting a new $100 million luxury resort complex. One of Jamaica's most popular tourist towns, Montego Bay will see a development of a new luxury resort complex. The $100 million project broke ground on Friday and is expected to take 2 years to complete and will create 300 jobs. Named the Vista, the mixed-use complex will be located in the area known as the Hip Strip along Montego Bay's Jimmy Cliff Boulevard. The Vista will offer a mix of vacation and residential resort living, as well as 10,000 square feet of commercial business space. It is expected to contain 432 rooms across the site's 7 acres and will be completed in 4 different phases. There will be a mix of villas, condos, and hotel rooms, all expected to have an ultra-modern and luxurious design. Amenities will include restaurants and entertainment venues, multiple pools, a putting green, and a tennis court, as well as access to the property's beautiful beaches. According to the Jamaican Observer, phase 1 of the project will be be composed of 30 units that include 1 and 2 bedroom suites, a loft unit, and 2 1,075 square foot penthouse suites units. Excuse me. The remaining phases will each see the construction of additional towers containing a mixed residential and commercial space. Jamaica's Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett, was on hand for the groundbreaking ceremony last Friday and joined representatives from the C&H Property Development Company and Money Masters Real Estate and Infrastructure Investment Limited, the project's developers. This project is unique in that it is funded by Jamaicans and not foreign investment, which is often the case in Jamaica. Amazing. At the ceremony, Minister Bartlett said that what I can say to you is that this administration is satisfied that Montego Bay has a potential for a transformation into a resort town development, the likeness of which does not exist anywhere in the Americas. While the minister was quick to praise the city and the investment in the new development, he also gave a stern warning to Jamaicans amidst an increase in violence and crime across the country. He stated that a $100 million investment means nothing if Jamaicans do not deal with the issue of crime and urge locals to take responsibility and do their part to discourage it. Bartlett also explained that it's difficult to bring more tourism investment into a nation that is currently struggling to control crime. Still, for most visitors, safety is not an issue. Jamaica's tourism industry is projected to generate $4.2 billion this year. This development will help the region meet its goal of adding 8,000 new rooms in 5 years, according to the Jamaican Gleaner. Montego Bay consistently ranks among the top tourist destinations in the world, and the development of the vistas will no doubt only add to the city's draw as an attractive location to visit. Montego Bay is most popular for its beautiful beaches, luxury resorts, and laid-back way of life. It is also one of the most accessible tourist hotspots on the island of Jamaica, as it is home to the Sangsters International Airport, which sees frequent direct flights from many major U.S. cities. Major airlines, including Delta, Frontier, American, Spirit, JetBlue, and United, all frequent Sangsters International Airport from cities including Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, New York, and many more. Accessibility is one big driver behind Montego Bay's ongoing popularity with American tourists. It is also a major port for cruise ships. Montego Bay is home to several world-class beaches. Cornwall Beach, Kent Avenue Beach, and Doctors Cave Beach are among the most popular, and all boast beautiful sandy beaches and turquoise water. Visitors to Montego Bay can enjoy an array of water sports across the city's beaches, including snorkeling, boating, scuba diving, and fishing. However, the attraction to Jamaica's Montego Bay, does not stop at the city's beaches. Okay, selling Montego Bay here. Too much for my liking. No, I'm just kidding. But we get the idea. All right, let me put this one. Oh, so I think this is the one that you were talking about, Coco and Coco, not the first one that I read. But they both go hand in hand as far as I'm concerned. Sorry about that. Nika's, I sent you the email as promised since your previous stream. Can you resend email, Nikki? Can you resend the email? I don't think I saw that one. Sorry about that. Speaking of good email courtesy, here I am. All right. So with this article, like I said, I think this goes in to, they go hand in hand. So let's get that up. Let's bring this down. And bring me up there. Okay, so I think both these articles kind of go hand in hand. So the first article was talking about, let me get the numbers right here. The first article was talking about a $1 billion upgrade to the hip strip, 1 billion Jamaican, I believe 1 billion Jamaican dollars. Hold on. I'm assuming it's 1 billion Jamaican. It didn't say. It could be US. I don't know. No, it's Jamaican. It's 1 billion Jamaican dollars. Sorry. Okay, it's clarified there in the article. 1 billion Jamaican dollars into um into that hip strip, right? And then you have this new complex, the Vistas. So I'm curious to know where in Montego Bay this is. Is this in Freeport? It says the hip strip. Well, where is there 7 acres on the hip strip? I don't know. I'd be interested. I'm just kind of perusing the article here. Somewhere with the beach. I'm unsure. I'm unsure where that is. Um, I will. I when I find out, I'll let everyone know. Just kind of looking at the article if they give any indication as to where exactly on the hip strip. Nonetheless, I think it brings up 2 points. Like as we talk about confidence and the importance of confidence, we all keep seeing like a lot of these projects coming on board throughout Jamaica, and like seeing this is just like another it's just like another data point, huge data point. And both of these investments are not foreign direct investments. These are Jamaican investments. So the TEF is a tourism enhancement fund. We talked about this before. This is all like a percentage or tax that is taxed on every airline ticket that's coming into Jamaica, that is taken and put it into a pool and putting into a fund, and those funds are used to be invested in tourism specific investments throughout the island, and this is one of those investments. Then you couple that with the Vistas, who are, I'm trying to see the names of these developers, who are local investors here in Jamaica doing this. They are C&H Property Development Company and Money Masters Real Estate and Infrastructure Investment Limited, the project's developers. These are Jamaicans investing in Jamaica, which I think are huge. Both of these things coming together seemingly simultaneously. And that speaks to, again, the confidence of our countrymen and women in our country. And that's going to be great for Montego Bay. Of course, I would love to see investments of that nature come to Negril, which I do believe that is coming, and it is happening slowly but surely. Nonetheless, I think it's a great thing for Jamaica and another data point for all of us to make note of. And I think that's going to really do well for Jamaica and future investments. So thank you for that, for putting me onto that, and us onto that, Coco and Coco. I appreciate that. Let's get to some of these comments. Gizzy J said, it's like if you don't buy a house now or in the next 3 years in Jamaica, you can't buy a house based on the rate of the market. Yeah. I mean, it feels that way, and I'll also say it's never a good thing to make a financial decision under, say, duress, any type of duress, but especially market duress, or this feeling or urgency, like if I don't buy it now, blah 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 blah, such and such is going to happen. So you always want to make investments, whether it be real estate or otherwise, with a cool head. But we also understand and see where the market is going. And I'm not saying that there isn't a sense of urgency. I do believe that there is, but I also feel, I mean, everybody has to do their own calculations, and risk, assess their own personal risk when it comes to these things. So I'll leave it at that. I won't give too much advice on that, but it's sense of urgency is, I feel it. I feel it. Scotty Beamer says, I love that from a Bay. Me too. Chelsea Clinton, good to see you. Rose says, Lucy is up next. I think so. Crispy W says, is it $100 US? Can you, I might be taking that out of context. $100. Are you talking about the virtual tickets? Please just bring some context to that question, Chris PW. Deborah Cohen says, I hate to be a party pooper, but do we need the country to be this built up like any other city? Being British born people like the natural Jamaica, it is part of the fun. My main issue is the crime. Sure. So I say with that, Deborah, I just want to make sure like cities are going to be cities. And in my mind and like my thinking is just like, all right, Kingston is going to be Kingston. We saw like a few weeks ago, they're building the highest building in all of Jamaica in Kingston that's already coming on stream. So I was saying like there's going to be another company or another developer is going to come in and want to build a higher building, a taller building. That's going to continue to happen, and we can expect that. And as population grows, more housing is going to be needed. As commerce continues to expand, there's going to be more need, perhaps, for office space and spaces for people to work. So there's all these different things to take into consideration when it comes to development. But I also want to mention is that I think it's also important to have a balance. Like we don't want New York. I'm sorry, New York. We don't want Negril to turn into a New York. You know, we don't want Negril to turn into like a high-rise situation or a Miami or into a Montego Bay or anything like that. We love having this low density, very laid back beach vibe situation that Negril has always been, and I think that's what people come here for. And I think it's important to have that balance. And if you are looking for more of a city feel, vacation, lifestyle, etc., as a country, we have that, and we're going to continue to have that. But I agree with you. I don't think everywhere needs to be like that. I don't think we need to build up everywhere needs to be a city. I think countries should remain countries, cities should remain cities, and people can come for the balance because we do want to attract investors of that nature. We want to attract visitors of that nature, of both those natures, I want to say. Ali Katz said the Bahamas is like being in the U.S., no Bahamian culture. Yeah, I agree. I think that's like one of the when I went there, I felt the same. I didn't feel like here Jamaica has such a strong culture and the presence is it's you feel it. You're engulfed by it. Whereas the Bahamas, not so much. You know, not so much. I didn't really feel or understand the code. I'm not saying there isn't a Bahamian culture. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just it's not felt like it is here. It is very American in many ways. You know, very American in many ways. Where Jamaica is Jamaica. Lenworth Lewis says, "Can you confirm the local? The local, I googled it, and it appears that Hip Strip is located next to Harmony Beach." Yeah, yeah. So let's pull up the map here, and I can show you that. All right, let's see if we get some overlay here. Okay. So let's hop over to Montego Bay. Oops, here we go. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. So this is like the main road coming in. Hold on, how do we get rid of this? So this is the main road coming in from Negril. So you're coming here, you go through Bogue. This is the ATL Motors Plaza. So like this is the ATL in Montego Bay. You keep going here. This is the water treatment plant here on the left. Go here. This is where Hilo KFC is and the movie theater. So you can kind of make that left down here. You don't want to go to Barnett Street. Oh my gosh, that's madness. Okay, so we'll go down here. This is Fairview is here toward the bottom of your screen. This is the new Scotia Bank that they built. Now we make a right here. This is what if you want to go to Freeport, which we're not going to down here. On the left of your screen, we're going to go up towards the hip strip. So we're continuing to head north here. Keep going north, keep going north, keep going north. This is Pier 1 on the left. Hope everybody is kind of following me. And like to the right here is more like the madness of Montego Bay, if you will. Keep going up here. Oops. So here is Harmony Beach Park here. On the left, right here. So this is the new park that we've always been talking about. It's absolutely beautiful. Really, really proud of that. I have not been inside yet, but it's really, really nice just looking from the outside in. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos on it and a lot of pictures. And then here is Gloucestershire Avenue, our Jimmy Cliff Boulevard. So this is where you can go to Top Road or the hill, and this is where you can go on the hip strip. So this is the hip strip right here. So this is where we're going down the hip strip, Harmony Park. So again, I don't know where this 7 acres is. This is Dump Up Beach over here. I'll make sure that I'm getting that right. Yeah. So this is Dump Up Beach over here on the left of your screen. This is the hip strip. We'll keep going down here. Trying to get my bearings straight here. Altamont Hotel. Keep going down the hip strip. Keeping it moving, keeping it moving. This is Pelican Grill here. Burger King on the right. This is the Coral Cliff Casino on the right. Across from that is Margaritaville, Blue Beat Ultra Lounge, and Marguerites. And then over here, they have a dispensary there. I forget the name of it. And then keep going down the hip strip here. Casablanca. Deja Resort. And then this is Doctor's Cave Beach here on the left. Starbucks is there as well. And then you have the S Hotel, beautiful, beautiful hotel there. Next to that, you have, what's the name of this hotel? Royal Decameron, forgot the name of it. And then you also have Traction Records, Usain Bolt's Traction Records near there. And then this is pretty much the end of the hip strip here. And then you have Dead End Road, as it says, and then Sunset Boulevard that takes you all the way to the airport. And this is the dead end here. Man, didn't realize how long this was. But yeah, that's the hip strip. We went through the whole thing. Hope that brings some context to our discussion here. All right, let's get to the comments here. It appears next to. So you say. So I'm reading your comment again. So you say it's next to Harmony Beach Park. Sorry, let's get back over there and maybe we can figure it out for ourselves. So here there is. This is Harmony Beach Park right here. This is. I'm assuming this whole thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Harmony's beach here. is it here? I mean, it could only be if they have their own beach. It would be one of these two, but it doesn't look like it's 7 acres. Maybe they have some property across the street. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even showing you where I'm talking about. Okay. So here's this is Harmony Beach Park here. I'm assuming this is the entire, this is owned by the government. This is the whole park. So there are 2 coves left. I believe this is Dump Up. Or maybe it's this. I can't tell, to be honest. One of these is Dump Up Beach. It's a public beach that you can go to. So maybe this is the one that they sold to this development company, or maybe it's both of them. I don't know. But I'm not seeing 7 acres here. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if you have any insight on that, Lendworth, from what you saw on the website. At least we have some insight into that. Thanks for the comment and question, Lendworth. Coco and Coco says, we're trying to figure out the location too, perhaps the former American Hotel or the Casablanca. It could be, but like they said, 7 acres. Casablanca it's not even an acre. It's not even as far as I know. Not even close. Coco and Coco says it's a good thing for Jamaica if investors have the confidence in the economy of the island to put their money there and build. I agree. Gizzy J says, Throb, do you think if Jamaica has a lot of brushes cut down on most roads and put more lights on the road and adding surveillance cameras would help save a lot of the crime? Would help save a lot of the crime. No, I mean, I'm sure it would help. So I would say, for example, here in the Grill, we have a shared user path across the street from the beach road, and it needs lighting at night. When that shared walking, running bike path was initially made, a lot of people, unfortunately, were getting robbed downtown. That has virtually stopped at this point. I'm not sure why, but there's not enough lights there. There's no lights. I won't say enough. Right now, that path is completely dependent on private businesses to light it up. But where there are no private businesses, there are no lights, i.e. downtown. So for cases like that, for sure, lights would help. The cutting of the roads, I would say, from a safety, a traffic safety and pedestrian safety perspective, I would say that's needed. I went on a run 2 days ago here, and the brushes and the trees were literally in the road. And usually I'd run around into the road and go around the brush, but there was a car oncoming, and I knew the car couldn't have seen me coming around the corner and seeing the brushes. So I literally went in the bush, ducked under, and went through so I wouldn't have to go on the road. I knew that car wasn't going to see me, and it wouldn't have been his fault. It wouldn't have been the driver's fault if I got hit or something like that. So that stuff needs to be done on a regular basis, and in general, again, from a pedestrian and traffic perspective. But I do think lights would definitely help, especially in key areas. And this is an example here in the Grill that I can say. Ali Cat says private dollars are spent well, government forget about it. I would say it depends, right? It depends. So I look at Harmony Beach Park. I don't know who the contractor was or anything like that, but that is exceptionally well. You look at our path across the street that was done by the government. Terrible. Honestly, it was so inefficient. The railings that they put up were made out of wood. What were you thinking? How long did you think that was going to last? Even the type of material that they use for the paving. Like we have a lot of issues with it. There is no sustainability plan as far as these things take like maintenance on a yearly basis. There's no plan for the lighting. So like that's like a bad example. Like it's a great shared user path. We appreciate it, but it could have been done so much more efficiently and it could have been done so much more effectively. So like I said, it depends. There's examples of good and bad in that sense. And I just kind of gave two of them. Oh, 100 mil. Gotcha. So gotcha, Chris. I'm just looking at your comment. Alika says Montego Bay tourists are overwhelmingly Black Americans, people from the Caribbean and diaspora, based on my observation. I don't know about that. I don't know about that because you got to look at when you look at the all inclusives. I would say it's super super diverse, extremely diverse. At least when I visit these all inclusives, especially when you get into like the Rios. I forget the one. Oh, that's kind of in Trelawney. The Rios, the Ibero stars, like their markets are very European based. And a lot of them, at least they used to charter their own flights in to those facilities. But I think in general, Montego Bay, especially when you get into these, mega 1,000, 2,000 room hotels, very, very, very diverse in terms of where these people are coming from. But without a doubt, Jamaica's number one market is America. Let's keep going here. Happy Sunday to you, to Courageous Trisan. Tracian, is it? Sorry. Miss Cole says, I prefer the natural Jamaica to Deborah. All these buildings, all the housing schemes, the congestion and pollution. Yeah. Congestion and pollution. Who wants that? Chris Charles, my opinion, Jamaican culture has become a well-known brand. Who has not heard of jerk and reggae? Yep. And we need to continue to capitalize on that as much as humanly possible. And when I say we, I mean us. There are a lot of people who are, and not necessarily any problem with this, who are not Jamaican and outside companies who come here and like capitalize on brand Jamaica. But I think we have something strong here, and this is something that we should continue to push and be proud of, because it is such a strong global brand. Shayna Love says, #map time. You already know. Joe says, literally every day this week, someone either got stabbed or pushed onto the subway tracks in New York City. I feel like crime in JA is nowhere near New York City crime. Yeah, I heard about that. Like crazy. I saw that video of this guy. There was a guy just standing on a subway waiting for his train. This guy takes off his backpack and runs from one side of the subway to the other and just like shoves this guy onto the tracks. I think he was fine though. They got him up and everything like that. But like it's crazy when I'm there. Like my back is to the wall. I don't know who's thinking what. Maybe I stepped on somebody's shoe inside the train, and all of a sudden, when we get off the next stop, it's a problem. So my head is much more on a swivel in New York for sure. It's getting crazy out there. Alley Cat says Harmony Beach, a world-class park and beach. Absolutely. Chris PW says Throb Singapore in the UK has CCTV, which seems to be a halt to a lot of crime. We do as well. Like, I don't think it's as extensive as those areas, but we have the Jamaica Eye, and that has caught a lot of criminals, like a lot. I think at least at the time that I was involved, like one thing that was kind of hurting the process was the judicial system catching up to technology, so to speak, and allowing it to be brought to court as evidence in cases. This may already have been done, but I think the holdup was ensuring that there was no tampering of the digital evidence. I think that was the concern. So I don't know where that is. I could be years behind that, and this could be something that's already been dealt with. I would venture to guess that it is. However, this is something that I know is continuing to be rolled out throughout Jamaica, is to get the Jamaica Eye literally across the entire Jamaica. We have a bunch of CCTV cameras here, in the grill as well. Donna Bryce says, on another note, the lobby Reno at Travelers looks lovely. Thank you very much, Donna. We are we're still working on it, still work in progress, but we're coming along. We have 2 more bungalows that we're working on now as well. So slowly but surely, we're getting these renovations done. Very, very excited to roll out the final product, which is gonna take some time. It's gonna take a few months to get this phase of renovations that is coming along. But thank you for that, Donna. Coco and Coco, walking in the grill at night is a challenge. The hotels along the A1 need more lighting, better sidewalks in front of their properties, also better signage for their restaurants with a menu posted. Good point. Good point. Donna Bryce says, I totally agree, Coco and Coco. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I think that's a good point. Especially, and I don't know which side of the street you're walking on, Coco and Coco, but I know for sure across the street, like that's I would say the main pedestrian throughway, at least that it's designed for that. But it's, at night again, it's missing some really important elements. One of them being lighting, the number one. Andrew Blake says, "Does Jamaica have a DNA database for criminals like CSI?" Oh, I don't know. I'm unsure of that. I do not know. That's a good question. I am oops, I'm screenshotting that now. I think that's a very good question. Channel of Coaching, the future may look like the Minority Report movie with modern surveillance technology. Yep. So what's funny is, like, I don't know if you all heard about this. I'm gonna try and find this tweet, but this guy created an app where you can upload an Instagram photo to this app, and you can upload this Instagram photo to this app, and the app finds via CCTV around the world where this picture was taken at the moment. So, for example, if you're in Times Square and you're taking a picture of your friends in Times Square and you upload that picture, it'll take that picture and scan the internet, the entire internet and without any information. You just take the photo, put it in this program, and it'll scan the entire internet to find a picture or video of you taking that picture, which is mind blowing, like so scary. That's so scary. That's so crazy that this guy developed it. That is some serious Minority Report situation. All right, I think I got through. Making sure I got through all the questions and comments here. Scotty Remus says that Andrew Blake, Jamaica was trying to institute a system that would scan your hands, I think, a few years back, and there was huge uproar. I think I remember that. I think I remember that too. Yeah. I think I do remember that, Scotty. Okay, I think we're gonna close off there, unless anybody has any last minute questions. I always get hungry. That's like my only. That's my only thing that holds me up from keep going longer. I need to get these commercials up so we can take breaks, because I can definitely keep going. I just need to get food because my brain kind of starts shutting down a little bit. Calligraphy. Anybody ever use Google image search? Yep, I have done that before. I definitely have done that before. But yeah, I think we're gonna close off there, unless anybody has any last minute questions. I thought this was like a really good live. And shout out to Nicole. She said hello to me today while I was right before this live, so I just want to say hi to her. She's a big fan, and she watched the first episode of Happily Ever After when I did the live stream. So we're just want to say hello to her and thank her for saying hello here. And we're going to be doing the live stream on Wednesday for After Happily Ever After. Again, I want to make clear, it has nothing to do with the original content of what we're doing here, which is helping you to move and invest in Jamaica. This is purely for entertainment purposes of this dating show that I was on, and it's going to be airing on BET. So every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern for the next few weeks. And if you watched it on Wednesday, that's where I made my debut on the show, and it was a lot of fun. And it's entertainment. It's to me, it's another way of us kind of hanging out during the week just to have fun, not on the business side of things. And I know there's some people who weren't into it the last time we did the watch party, and they're like, "What is this?" Or like, "I know," but it's part of the community. It's something I'm doing. I figure we can bring it to everybody. And I don't think I'll be doing a live stream on Thursday. Let me see what time my flight is, but because I'm traveling that day. Let's see if we can somehow swing it, but I don't think so. Ba, ba, ba. No, can't swing it. No live stream on Thursday either. So and then Sunday, no live stream either. I'll be running the marathon. Sorry. So we're going to skip 2 live streams this week, but we will have the hangout, the watch party on Wednesday. So no live stream Thursday, no live stream Sunday again this week, but we will have the watch party on Wednesday, and hope you guys can make that if you wanna have some fun. But if you haven't already and you're still interested, Throb X tickets, virtual tickets are still available. If you can make it down to Jamaica, or if you're already going to be in Jamaica, Throb X, the physical tickets, if you want to come, if you want to get your swag bag here, you can come and join us. It's a great itinerary, and we have a lot of amazing speakers who have been confirmed to teach you all about living and moving here, investing here, telling their stories. And I'm excited to introduce you to them all. Many of them you already know through the podcast, but nonetheless, we have some really great people coming to the forum in less than 2 weeks. Crazy. Shayna Love Coaching says, "Glad you made a disclaimer. I can't wait until episode 3. We just watching to support you, Throb." Thank you. Yeah, just want to make that clear. Christine Dwyer says, "Good afternoon. Happy Sunday from New York City. Good to see you." Scotty Bima asks, "What is your favorite food to eat, Throb?" Here, it's just like I always eat Jamaican food almost, except for I won't say always, but mostly I would say we have the one thing like I always have for dinner is chicken stir fry, because it has a good amount of carbs, protein, vegetables, like all in one, and I feel like I get all of that. The chicken is grilled, you got rice and peas, and then you got a mixture of different types of steamed vegetables. So I just do like a double order of that and some plantains. Like I almost have every meal that I eat with plantains. I love plantains. So that's kind of like my dinner. Always have Jamaican breakfast. So I had ackee and saltfish this morning. And then lunch, I usually have whatever there is for staff lunch here at Travelers. And that's usually like curry chicken, brown stew chicken. I need to start eating more fish. That's for sure. Maybe I'll have that for dinner tonight instead and switch it up a little bit. But I want to put more fish into my diet. But that's kind of my diet for the most part. It's almost the same always. Calligraphy said, "Throb, I thought you and Jessica made a lovely couple. My 2 cents. Is that Jessica Cargill?" I think I told her. I don't know if somebody said this before, but she's going to be at Throb X. She's going to be a speaker for Throb X. I think that's who you're who you're referring to. Let me know if I have that wrong. But Jessica's just a friend. Want to make that clear. We're just really good friends. Camille Lewis says, "Last week's episode much improved. Awesome. Glad you liked it. Lenworth Lewis says, "Good luck on the marathon run." Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Brian Clean Waters says, "Thanks, Throb. You are welcome." Shayna Love says, "Are you still doing the day passes for the locals in Jamaica?" Yes. So we're doing day passes for locals. We're doing that at 15,000 Jamaican dollars for locals, and there are a few people coming. So we got a few people coming just for day passes, which is cool. And so if you are local here and you want to come, I try to make it a balance of making it affordable for locals, but also respectful for people who are paying for the entire weekend. Obviously you're getting much, much more for the entire weekend in terms of meals, access, and that sort of thing. But nonetheless, I wanted to make it available, affordable for locals, and then also trying to get some young people in here as well. I want like young people to come in for free. Like, so I'm trying to get like 3 to 4 young people. So we're doing like volunteers slash patrons, if you will, so that we can expose them to this type of conference. And when I say young, I'm talking about like anywhere from like 12 to 18. And like I do want some students to be a part of this, to kind of be a fly on the wall and understand what's going on, to understand what's happening in their country, to understand the direction that things are going, and that they are very much a part of this. So that's also part of the makeup of Throb X as well. Inga Baby says, another awesome and informative live. Thought you are welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thanks for coming on board. Marie Brown, I love curry. Yeah, curry goat. I love curry goat. That's actually one of my favorites, if not the favorite. Stanley Franklin says, yes, Rob, you and Jessica together. Nope, only friends, only friends. Jessica is a cute, cool young lady, but she's just a really good friend of mine. Joe says, I cook a whole Sunday dinner while watching this live. I love it. Awesome, awesome. I hope you continue this for a year to come. Definitely. That's the idea. And Kilagrushi says, yes, Jessica. Scotty Beamer says, sounds yummy. You're so lucky to get that every day. I know. And I miss it so much when I'm away. I honestly do. You are welcome, Bundy. Thanks for joining. Chris Wisdom says, I have a remote job in architecture and I want to work for 3 months in Jamaica. Any recommendations? Yeah, like that's very possible. I know a lot of people that do that. In terms of recommendations of where to stay or where to live, is that what you're looking for? So, just generally speaking, there are many hotels that you can work out deals with if you're looking to do a long-term stay. I know that's something that we do. We had, especially during the pandemic, we had a lot of digital nomads that stayed and worked here. We have many different areas that you can set yourself up for either conference calls or long working hours within your computer to do, if you're an architect working on different projects, quiet places, etc., that you can work. So you can do that. There's also, of course, Airbnbs or even local places that you can go to do long-term rentals as well. And if you want to be able to move around, you can rent a car. So you got a variety of different types of options that you can use and look into as it relates to coming here to work here for a long-term stay and working here long term. Good infrastructure as far as internet and Wi-Fi goes, so you can have that to rely on. I always recommend people, if you're going to be working from abroad, and like having a stable and uninterrupted internet connection is super important to you. Always have a backup. So if you're here at Travelers, for example, I always say, like today we were having a little bit of issues on our internal network, which thankfully we had no issues whatsoever here today during the live stream. But I also, like, I had my digital cell phone ready to go, and I would have hopped on that network and we would have continued to live stream that way. So hopefully that's an all-encompassing recommendation for you, Chris, without knowing too much about your specific situation. Okay, everybody's going too much in on Jessica here. Yes, that Jessica, lovely lady. Yes, she is. Donna Bryce says, I love how Jamaicans solve the lionfish problem by putting it on the menus. Yep, that's right. Oh, no. You are telling me some bad news, Natural Yard. How are we losing to the Patriots at this game? How much time is left? I don't even want to look. I'm looking at going to the Jets-Bills game next Sunday after the marathon, but I don't know if that's such a good idea. I don't know what kind of shape my legs or my body is going to be in, but at least that's a plan. Scotty Beamer, how do you get the day pass? Oh, this is, and I see you're looking to come down in March. So, Scotty Beamer, this is for the Throb X, for the conference. I don't know if that's what you're referring to as it relates to the day pass, but you just have to email me directly for that, and because we don't have that available on the website, because I want to make sure that it's for locals. I don't think anybody in this community is going to like cheat, but like I really want to make sure it's like for people who are living here, and so we're going to do that like kind of like a one-on-one exchange, if you will, and not putting that online. Yeah, seriously, Camille. People on the chat playing matchmaker for Throb. That's what they're trying to do. That's funny. Calgary says, good luck on the marathon. Have a fantastic week. Thank you, Andrew Blake. Brown stew chicken and skinny green bananas, but Aki and Sulfurs is the go-to for breakfast. I agree. Shane Love Coaching says, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Typing too fast. Y'all got extra emojis. Thank you. Appreciate that. Donna says, just to say that I love the Sunday live streams. I listen while in the kitchen cooking dinners for the week. Lots of great information and good community followers. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Donna. Okay, just about to score. This is what we like to hear. Let's see if we could catch the end of it. No problem, Scotty Beamer. No problem. Marie Brown says, have a wonderful week all. Thanks again, Throb, and be blessed. Simone, I really hope Negril keeps its authenticity. It's my favorite place on the island. I hope so too, and I think that it will. National Yard with some more bad news. 2-minute warning. Jets still down by 12. Yeah, that sounds like it's over. Chris Wisdom says, thank you. Your take was helpful. Where can I go see your pricing for 3 months? You'd have to call in directly to Travelers and tell, because we don't have the pricing online. So if you shoot an email to, I'll put that in to reservations at tbresorts.com, then somebody will talk to you directly and they can work out a deal for you. Donna Bryce says, have a wonderful week to come, Throb, and everyone. You all too. This was great. Thank you all for joining in. I think we're going to call it right there. This was a lot of fun. We Wednesday again. This is Wednesday will not be our normal Throb live stream here. This is purely it's a watch party. I'm going to be very, very clear on that. If you want to come, have fun, hang around, leave it in the background, watch After Happily Ever After together. We will be doing that and commenting. I don't remember what is going to happen, to be honest, and what happened. So this is going to be kind of interesting for me. What the next episode is going to be. This is the 3rd episode. If you haven't seen any of the episodes already, you can go to bet.com and watch it. If you're in the States, that is, you can watch it for free, and you can watch the first 2 episodes if you want to catch up before Wednesday. It is a reality TV dating show, whether you're into it or not. If you want to watch it, you can, and of course, you can join us for that. It's Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay, we're gonna leave it there, everybody. 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Everybody have a great Sunday, and I will see you on Wednesday at 8:30 Jamaican time. That's when we're gonna start the live stream. No. We're gonna start. The party starts here at 8:30. We're not gonna start the live stream at 8:30. Well, you'll see. It'll be in the community center and everything like that. The community post that I have here on the YouTube channel. Everybody have a great week. Thank you all for joining on Sunday. This was a lot of fun. The weather held up. The internet held up. Can't complain. This was a lot of fun. Thank you. I'll see everybody soon. Peace.